Welcome to Cranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversations for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Cranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always wins. Come on, let's get into it. Juras, you know, I'm gonna put on my hat. And put on my hat, Steve. Put on my hat. I'm gonna hide my face. Bless up, Juras. You're early, Juras. You're always late, you know. You're typical Jamaican. The typical Jamaican, Juras. Always late. No, I couldn't wait. No, because me have some stuff to do. So, you know, come on, get it over with and done, and then move on. See what I say? Don't procrastinate. Don't delay. Don't be a typical Jamaican. So I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Langley Blake. Hey, Langley, we have to talk. Mr. Blake, we need to do the program on whether about the whole Jesus thing, especially given what's happening in the Middle East. Mr. Blake, we have to talk. I've been having another conversation with people in different forums, in different environments, and I'm dying to have this conversation, this educational program, so I can be informed and educated. So, Mr. Blake, we need to set this up. I don't know what your working schedule is, but we need to have it. You're an informed man of God. And we need to talk to somebody who has that perspective, because mine, as you know, is a little bit different, right? So we need to have this. And by the way, people, if you haven't done so, I just put a poll up. Do you agree with Rudolph Speid appointment as technical advisor to Coach McLaren? Please go to the poll and give me a view, so by the end of the show, I can give you the results. Right? Important, since this is new. But I have a lot to talk about this evening, especially around this topic, because I think it's an interesting topic. And I think I'm finally seeing, hey, people, make me go up, people. Me come here on Sunday, you know, God's day, as Mr. Blake would tell me. Because God rest on the 7th day. I don't know where God want rest. If God is, God for rest. You know, people. Me head hurt me, you know, me talk about them things, you know. Seriously, people, me head hurt me. When we talk about these people about God rest, then God is omnipotent. What the human beings rest? The humans being take off Saturday and Sunday. And nowadays, the Jamaican them who all come up foreign and try to get rich quick. Them work 7 days a week, 4 jobs. So they not rest. Me not understand people. Where you guys get this resting from? No, 43. We have to talk religion. 43. If you want to just talk pan the corner conversation, you have to go to another channel, 43. You know, Mr. We're not on the corner conversation. We are broad in our thinking. 32 people watching, 14 likes. I don't think many people are one. Me tell you something. Because I don't think I dropped me enough time, you know. I don't think some boy cranky like threaten. Me dropped 2 track and field video in the last week and a half. For me at a channel, me get 140 subscribers in just two video me drop. You hear me I say? Me I drop football video day after day, I mean now get no subscribers. So not on there. I know somebody want me get up the thing, you know, but I am a slave to viewership. Let me just say this for now. Me a slave to viewership. What that mean? If me now get the views, me can't do the work. Cause enough work me do. So if me I drop track and field video, and by me at a channel where me I try to build up to the 1,000 to get it monetized, and me I get 140 in a 2 video, and me do a 500 video me do in a football. I'm on this football already. 500 video. I only have 3,000 subscribers. That math doesn't work. I am so poor in how I view returns on investment. I should not be giving advice. Seriously. 500 video, 3,000 subscribers. Them things don't work, people. 2 track and field video, 100. You know, want to do the calculation? Let me do 10 track, if I do 20 track and field video, that's 1,000 if we just extrapolate. You know, like how people do. Me can't keep doing the football things. Waste my time. No, Langley, I just put the poll up, so you can go look at the poll. I just put the poll up. Just put it up before I came on. See if nobody got in panic yet. Let me check. Yeah, there are 6 votes. 100% said no so far. Let me talk about some other things first before we get into this. Bless up Tuffy. First of all, forget my manners, people. Juras come early. Big up Juras. 433 there. Tuffy. Mr. Blake. Pastor Blake is here. I appreciate each of you. So let me just put some of the comments first before we jump into this. I have nothing to talk about tonight, but I don't want to jump into the football yet right away. I have a couple of things to talk about first. You should be doing this for love and not. Hey, let me tell you something, Juras, about the love thing. No woman, no man, we just love alone in the Juras. Hey, talk about her, tell her about love. She said, with the dollars there. So I'm not talk about. Me a slave to money. Love thing. Me want the dollars. Me not ask for no dollars, you know. You see how me stay? Me not ask only, you know. Me ask YouTube, because YouTube have the money. So I don't have money, but me not ask, me ask YouTube. Bless up, Ty. DC, welcome DC. Hey, DC. You know what I think I noticed, DC? I dropped 2 track and field video. You know how much women come in on the video them star? Pan just 2 video. You're right. And you know, say me love the wrong woman. Me love woman come on my channel. My channel number skewed 97% man. So me have got to do more track and field video because if the woman them come out, I just say me one. The bull thing now work. The bull man them not support the channel well. Them not subscribe. Them not tell them friend. Some of them just come. They're not even subscribe. So you know that go. Hit the like button, people. Let the thing joke out. Let me see this. This is I hit the button for the live stream and this video cranky. Or peeps are stingy. Yeah, yes, DC. Same thing I say, DC. Same thing I say. Joke thing. Just a free like and then I want to hit the button. Much less. We give you money. Right. Yeah, yes, Juras. The women them love it. And wait now. And they make you feel good. And they make you compliments about your performance and what you do. So that's where you need to go. If the people might give you likes and compliments and say, boy, you do a good job. You have to do so. Before we jump into the football, let me say a couple things first. One England woman won the Euro. I have never watched a tournament, such a big tournament before, where the team that won, to me, doesn't deserve to win. Didn't play well, was not the best team. I don't think it's luck what they got there because you make your own luck. Score goals in extra time. Have a 19-year-old come on and save them game after game after game. Spain dominate possession. They should that possession alone win football. No. Spain should have probably scored in the last part of the game. It's really interesting, actually, just watching that game and how it worked out. But congrats to England women, back-to-back Euro champions. Men them can't win nothing. Women don't stop winning. If the people don't start focus on the women. Newcastle played Arsenal today. Both teams look good. But me I tell you, boy, Max Dorman. Hey, people, don't see Max Dorman? Ratted. Hey, 15-year-old people. Man, I'm 15. I make big man look like them can't play football. Make big technical players with quality look like them already. 15. You know what first came to my mind when I saw Max Dorman playing? First thing comes to my mind is this. He's big for a 15-year-old, I think, anyway. Or decent size for a 15-year-old. He don't look like no 15. Even though him not strapped thing, but him have the size. But what came to my mind is why we in the Caribbean can't produce no players with them quality there in a midfield at the park. Because even though they put him on the wing, I'm really a midfielder. Why we can't produce them player there? Huh? No, I said not about Rooney. Rooney a big time player, man. Rooney was 16 when he scored against us. You know? Can't remember the goal, you know? Far corner, layman a scramble. Rooney a big player. But Max, the youth is 15 years old and look like the real deal. Let's see how he progress. I hope that doesn't affect the Eze deal. Because we need to go buy more players. Because the way Liverpool are run, where Diaz is moving to Bayern Munich. So now them get this 70 million euro and probably put the money, Nunes money on it and buy. And they'll acquire Isak. which then we can just get in the league and done. We're gonna get to the technical advisor thing, people. Yeah, no, Spain was poor, actually. I agree with you, DJ, but you know what? Nobody care about second. It's all about who won. They won back to back, and they went to the World Cup final too. So they're doing well in their league. You tell you money talking to people, money talk, because you can't tell me nothing about anything else except the dollars they have in England that have trickle-down effect from the Premier League supports the rest of English football. Trust me, and supports grassroots football. Technical waffle. We're gonna get to that, people. We'll get to that. Let me just say one more thing, and then we can get to it. Technical waffle. So yeah, it's interesting. But as I said before, track and field, World Championship coming up in September. If you are a track and field aficionado, if you are a runner and you want to have some conversation on this channel, I am so happy to do so. Because I'm a track and field. I wouldn't say I'm not a guru, far from it. But I'm a lover of track and field. I'm a lover of track and field. I enjoy this sport immensely. And love to talk about it. But we're jumping at the program now, people. Langley Blake said the region is just getting up to speed in some places with the system required to produce quality players. Yes, the whole coaching thing will help. Well, when I start the war in the chat, let me take it off here for Eddie Gooner beat me. By the way, people, I did meet Eddie Gooner in New York live and in person. He was very gracious. He was very welcoming. So I can't beat Eddie Gooner. You know, so I'm a hypocrite, right? I can't beat nobody. Well, give me except one person. No, except three. No, but no, five. No. Can't beat some of them. But Eddie Gooner and CC were great when I come to Jamaica. Lays with them, engage them. Wonderful engagement. So Eddie Gooner, big up to yourself. If you say nothing, I may want to beat him, I'll do it on a cover. See what I say? But Eddie Gooner, good people. And let me just say something, because this is very important. It's important. Because I know people have said, boy, the man them buy this and then buy that. I had a conversation with Dr. Dan, right? I guess you know Dr. Dan, who is a regular in my program. And by the way, he's a real doctor. He's a cardiologist. Same no fake. He went out to visit the team when they were playing out in California. I don't know what's happening to my iPad now, people. Sorry. But it seems like it goes blank all the time. You guys tell me if it goes blank, because maybe it's because I'm using Chrome versus Firefox. I don't know what's happening with this. But every time I'm watching, because I you know, I don't watch the I watch the comments in two places, both on my screen and also on my iPad. I had numbers, I look on 24/7. Come like people, 37, 62. Come on, people, man. Ciao. We have enough bang around to talk about tonight. I'm not joke with the likes thing, people. More other people watch the program, you know. Now disrespect the program. That's a me I do frack and feel like the woman them. No, let me repeat that. The women are very supportive, very supportive. On man, on not supportive. I tell no fan. No, I don't know. Because some of the people like One Love, Juras, Tuffy, no fan, no, Langsley. But some are not supportive at all. Especially those who come and want to hit the like button. So me have got pivot again. Too much pivot, people. But technical advisor. You know what? Let me play a video.
Some hours ago, we have approved Rudolph Speid as the technical advisor to our technical program, which means that he will be with the team, he will be in the locker room, he'll travel around with the team, he will advise the coach, they'll work closely together. Of course, McLaren, Speid, and of course the other two assistants, they will work as we try to craft a path forward that will take us to the World Cup.
People, let me just say, a technical advisor. Drew was asking for the definition. We talk Jamaican. Me don't know what I'm talking about. He's going to work close with the coach. He's going to advise the coach on what? And how much money he get? And what hotel room he have? Or is it football matter? Hey, I'm going to go check I'm going to do the thing. Go do the polling. The polling. Let me say something, people. Technical advisor is probably more behind the scenes. Now you focus on like long-term development, strategy, how you identify a player, philosophy. Technical advisor and you know, day-to-day, they were the team 24/7. Like them up, watchman. What are we talking about? And hey, people, let me tell you something. YouTube is effective when it comes to Jamaica football. Because I used to say we don't have no power. I lie, I tell we have power. You cannot convince me otherwise. And they may say, you know what? You're not so arrogant to not think that way there. I think YouTubers change the initial role. Because I engage, let me just say, I can't say anything. I engage, I got some information. It is my understanding, and it wasn't denied, based on some of the conversation I have, that it was going to be assistant coach. I think when some of these YouTubers who me used to know no sense and them toxic, because I have to talk about that all the time, you know? I think when them start break it down to people and put it up to people, I think JFF revisit it. No, JFF will never admit this. They had to come with something more malleable, something more digestible, something more acceptable as technical advisor, whatever the hell that entails. Huh? We have to go through this, people. May spend some time before I call in. Someone call in. Let me go through this in detail a little bit first. And then we can have some conversation. Let me play the man say again. Let me play what I'm saying again. Let me run it back. Let me play it.
Well, the board some hours ago would have approved Rudolph Speid as the technical advisor to our technical program, which means that he will be with the team, he will be in the locker room, he'll travel around with the team, he will advise the coach, they'll work closely together. Of course, McLaren, Speid, and of course the other two assistants, they will work as we try to craft a path forward that will take us to the World Cup.
So if I understand this correctly, Speid assistant coach, I'm just changing the name. It sounds better, it sounds good. And I'm changing the name because YouTubers like Cranky, so Cranky will boost up himself now, break down how this is perceived, how it's seen. And the poll I ran previously of 160 votes, should the JFF add Rudolph Speid to Steve McClaren's coaching staff? 79% says no, 21% says yes. Now, what I noticed is that there are people in Jamaica in the coaching fraternity or in the media, like Maverick and another from Mount Pleasant I saw, who believe it's a great idea. Because locally based people are going to think that, right? No, it's technical advisor. Do not conflate or confuse the term technical advisor with technical director. First of all, he's not the technical director. He's the technical head of technical committee. If you think about when the Downswell as the technical director, he's not directing anything, so he can't be technical director. He must direct the facilities. None of them direct. So he's the technical advisor. So is it technical meaning on the field technical, how we play, the style of play? Because Speid one play, kick and run football, you know. And McLaren one play position, even though McLaren no position football, I mean. McLaren was hard to take Jamaica to the World Cup. But with Speid's influence from above and also JFF Technical Committee, does McLaren really run the show, people? I'm not calling. I don't know if it's no more. Me confused. I am not that smart, but I'm confused. I'm confused, as Minzy would tease me. I say, I'm confused. He's technically the assistant. Oh, that's what the technical director means. Technically the assistant. Oh, okay. So Rudolph, if you're in the chat, Rudolph, come on the channel, Rudolph. Come explain to me what your role is. Come, I know you avoid the media, right? I know you avoid the media, Rudolph. But Rudolph, if you're in the chat, please call into the program, or I'll send you the link. You know what I'm going to do? Where link there? I'm going to copy the link and send to Rudolph. Hey, Rudolph, come on, so you avoid the media. You know, want to talk to it, especially YouTubers. You think we're toxic. But Rudolph, we need explanation of what your role entails. I don't understand. Technical. I think YouTubers, big up on the chest, YouTubers. You YouTubers, big up on the chest. Change direction. See, people, honestly, people are not influence. Even though JFF is, as I was told, a quasi private organization, not even quasi public. I don't know if any technical advisor who's going to be with the football team 24/7, Jerome. I am very confused. I am not that smart, but I'm confused. So people go to the poll. I dropped the poll. Please, I only have, let me refresh this. Because we're on the poll all night, we're on the poll all night. The poll has 11 votes. 100% so far said no, they don't agree with it. So let's see if we get influence direction. Let's see if we get influence to change it to another name. So who won the power in 19 now, people? Is the power being held by, even this confusing enough, being held by McLaren, Speid, the board? Do you think this structure helped the Reggae Boyz people? I heard the Reggae Boyz. Which one? Yeah. Now, part of this whole thing may not be about now, Well, no, I'm not sure that. Cranky, stop the nonsense. It's about now and going forward. This is about putting Speid in a place where he can become head coach for Jamaica football team, but not being viewed as the coach in a sense. Because the coach, as assistant coach, may see undermine the coach. But advisor, I don't the coach too. The JFF set up Speid, take over the contract, take over the head coaching job at the end of the period, right? But I've never heard a head of technical committee become technical advisor and they're the team 24/7. Because I'm a technical advisor with their own team, but not 24/7. So wait, so Rudolph, are you getting paid for this job, Rudolph, or is it Rudolph now work for free? So they might pay Rudolph. So Rudolph, I get paid for technical advisor. Make sure him get some stipend as head of committee. So hey, wait. The coach, wait. Oh, that's cute too, If you don't put him as assistant coach, then he can still retain his role as chair of technical committee. Right. Yeah, not JFF will not get better, not get better, not learn. But when you come out wrong with the information wrong the first time, no deny it, But you can't deny it. Because I was getting these things from good sources about who was gonna be assistant coach. But if it's a technical advisor, it rhymes with technical committee chair or head, and then you can say he's not the coach, he's just there observing and giving advice. And he can retain him role as chief of technical committee. So he not to give up nothing. Just increase his role and responsibility, but there's still no accountability. That rhyme? Can get him a new song on the camera, a new song about this. Responsibility, accountability. Yeah. I don't think there was any question, DC, that I know of. When they make a position, Leela say, all hands on deck, you can't go and run him out. The team performance warrants this move. I hear you, Leela. Leela, the genius. I am not saying that McLaren is the man, but the Rudolph Speid high him. Rudolph attempts to know him at the board approve him. You recommend him, Rudolph. And when I was saying that he should not be there, I was saying that we should get a Spain coach. See, Spain will make the Euros final again. You didn't agree with me. I said Spain not ready. So I am confused. I said this the other day, people. Who assess the people who do assessment in the JFF? So I'm gonna get beaten for this comment. When you don't know what you don't know, it's awful. When you don't know what you don't know, it's a recipe for failure. When you think you know everything that you think you should know, but you don't really know, it's a recipe for failure. That's the direction we're going in. You hire the man, you give him an assistant when he never asks for. The assistant picking up for the players then. The man then mess up. And then say, well, we can't take no risk because it's the best chance we have to make World Cup. We put Rudolph in place, he's going to take over from me eventually, and have him be the technical advisor. What the hell that is. Right? So, did McLaren ask for this? Will McLaren welcome this? Does McLaren want this? How does McLaren feel about this? Huh? It's questions to be asked. Because he's not behind the scene. Most technical directors are behind the scene now. So, JFF, I have a question for you. Errol said 15 minutes against a scrap in Miami doesn't justify this position. Bless up Errol. Errol with a link. Bless up Errol. Errol, by the way, Errol, we have the thing again on Errol, October 11th. So write it down, Errol, write it down. And by the way, people, Errol Phillips, Errol got every game. And when they game them, I keep. Oh, I don't think Errol went to. I think Errol went to the friendly, but Errol got Nicaragua, Errol Jamaica. Because Jamaica the other day, Errol down there as usual. Errol not stop. Errol got every game. Hey, Errol, if you talk to JFF, then we give you a free ticket and some free things because people like you and AQ, know that every game, no matter them there. Them the California, them the Nicaragua, them the Jamaica, no there. But they don't give fans no respect anyway. Bravo says it's not deep. McLaren has worked with Speid way before McLaren was the head coach. Hey, Bravo, I think you're missing the point, Bravo. People, let me tell you something. Every coach wants to pick their own staff, else you don't have autonomy. And if Speid is not just any person, yeah, he's working with McLaren, but that was business. He was at FIFA. That was business, right? Oh, one person just come on voting and vote for Speid. Tara must be laid low. So the poll says 17 votes. 94% says no. 1% says yes. Umbrella says to take the groups on name yourself. No, sir, no. You missed the point. One Umbrella Sport. Here's what you miss. The JFF is influenced by outside people. They may not admit it. They realize when people start critiquing the assistant role and what it entails and blah, 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 they just change the name. Right? They just change the name. They make it seem like Speid will not be involved in the football matters, but that's nonsense. He's going to be doing the same thing an assistant coach does. Then the one was unseen. Now I'm not thinking unseen. But I talked to unseen the other day, Juras, long conversation. Unseen are good people. Him just sometime in head I hate him. Man, I'm saying one umbrella compromised. One umbrella. I have no comment on one umbrella. Rafa said at this point, McLaren has already exhausted his first choice options. So what's the big deal? But they didn't. But Bravo, here's the point you're missing, Bravo. What was communicated initially was assistant coach. Now it's advisor. Now you may say, what's the big deal? The big deal is that the performance of the coach is based on what the coach wanted other people. The coach wanted JFF never paid the assistant, and that's why I'm going US. I'm telling you right now. I was told that in Tabo say US do this and US do that. That's not what I was told. JFF never paid the man go US instead of come here. That's what McLaren wanted. Because then when I said the two assistants, you shouldn't have them. So why not fire them? If the two assistants can't do the job, fire them. Fire them. May I say? Fire them. I'm expedient. Speid can't be nobody assistant. So Speid an assistant. So maybe technical advisor is a better role because it has more cachet to it. It has more, it seems more administrative. Speid now be no advisor to nobody. I tell him what to do. Right? I'm changing the name, determined. Change the name. Change the name and do the same thing. He might do with the team 24/7 people. That's what they said. He's going to be with the team 24/7. So we know that works. So here's the thing I want to ask the JFF. Hey, JFF, come know someone watch my program. When I mean, I admit I don't watch it. I don't take notes though. So that's not ego. That's fact. We know that. Let me just say something, JFF, because this is important. Why did you have to announce anything? If he's going to be, where in the world in football have you heard someone announce about a technical advisor? They're the team 24/7. Why you have to announce that? If you really want to do this the right way, you just say, you know what, Rudolph, spend more time with the team, spend more time with the coach. And we talked to McLaren about say, you know what, one Rudolph come around because, we're trying to learn. You want the world to know, say, like what McLaren do. This was clearly undermining McLaren. You guys in the chat, let me ask you this question. Why would you not be silent on why do you have to appoint anybody? Talk to the boys, say, do it undercover. Don't tell nobody nothing. Why? First of all, I can't do that because I have mole in an organization. I have mole in there give you information like the water run in a river or in an ocean. So nothing can be undercover. But still, you could have just said, you know what? He's there as part of the organization. You don't have to tell nobody anything. You don't have to tell anybody anything. You don't have to announce it to the world. You don't have to announce anything. You could just do it undercover and it just roll. What do you mean the coach is the assistant coach? He has an assistant coach. That's what the technical advisor is. Right? That's what the technical advisor does. But I'm going to ask the question, why would you have to announce it? There is no reason to announce it. You say Speid, you call in Speid and McLaren say, look, we believe the assistants you have currently today, even though we want to keep them around to just do the regular thing, the regular stretching and thing, strategically they're not there. Technically they're not there. So we'll bring Rudolph in because we wanted to have some of the bounce ideas off. Right? Whatever that entails. So I would love to hear them tell McLaren, hey, people. Hey, Simon, we have a question. I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question about McLaren's view about Speid becoming, you know, something. I'll save the question for the if we get a chance to ask a question, I'll save the question. I'll reposition the question too. Because McLaren, if you get when you ask him a question, you're not going to answer you. I need to understand, people, what the technical advisor role truly is and how that will work. And did McLaren, did he suggest it? No coach and right. People think about this, people. Think about this. You think Man City going to tell Pep Guardiola, hey Pep, we're going to bring somebody in to beat you 24/7 to be your technical advisor. Really? We can't tell Arteta that? We can't tell Amarin that? You think anybody can tell Speid? Well, Speid only one coach. Let me report that. I don't even think Mount Pleasant going to tell. No, that's not true. Mount Pleasant can't tell him that. I didn't fire him and take him back. One thing about somebody else, someone tell me. I think Anna can tell Rudolph Austin, but they might bring in some technical advisor to be part-time thing 24/7. That not work. They go more local. But anybody can tell Dwight York at Trinidad, but hey Dwight, we're gonna bring a technical advisor in. Gonna be you 24/7. He's gonna give you advice. He's gonna do this, gonna do that. Really? And how is that gonna be perceived by the players, people? Please tell me how that will be perceived by the players. How the players gonna view it? Because one thing I know for sure, and I was told this, right? One of the reasons Rudolph never traveled with the team, people. Rudolph avoid the team thing. You know what Rudolph do? And it's my view. Because Rudolph is conflicted, so it's between my view and what I've been told. Rudolph tries to stay away from the team. You know, when they run the team, no one said, boy, I'm influence anything. So Rudolph, stay away. Right? When the team travel, you know, see Rudolph travel. Only time you see Rudolph travel is when he went to England, and people thought he went to England because of the St. Mirren thing with Richard King. No. He go to England, and I'm sure he report back to and say, you know what? That man I know him I do, you know. I tell you no. I know him I do. And him say, well, you hire him, you know. You know, Rudolph will tell the board hired him. It's not him, I him. He recommend 3 people. Rudolph hire him. Because anything him say, the board do. Right? Anything him say, the board do. That's my view. I wasn't told it, but this is my view. Here's what I've seen. So, in essence, Rudolph went to England, assessed the coach, and said, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He need for there. May I ask Rudolph the question though? Because I may ask it the other day multiple times, which is this, Rudolph. How you let the coach go to the tournament with 2 midfielders? All I know own this. You, Mr. Ricketts, the new Gen Sec, even Simon. All I know own this, Simon. All I know own this. All I know own this, Simon. When they make the coach go tournament with 2 midfielders, nobody, no deserve any allowance on that situation. No deserve nothing. And all I know have hindsight view about the coach make mistake. All I know become genius after the fact. People don't see on my channel, me can go back to the thing and me call out the 2 midfielders them forever. It's a full thing. All the people in the JFF, including I didn't say name, Rice Simpson, Mr. Ricketts, Rudolph, all I know get the squad before we get it. No push back on the squad, and then after the fact, I come out and say, boy, we wouldn't do that. Is that Sunday morning quarterback not working? Okay, if YouTubers can sit down and say, boy, this thing don't make no sense. When I pick midfield, what people are not on creativity. When I pick 2 midfielder, people may beat the midfield thing, you know. All of them own it, and not the coach alone. Can the coach pick him squad enough time? The coach know him, do. No, you know we call out Simon because Simon advised the coach on everything. Simon briefed the coach. So that means that Simon has influence the coach. Simon said to the coach, no, if Simon come and tell me, say, boy, hey, me tell the coach that 2 midfielders not working about, he make a decision. Then me say different. But from me see, all of them own it. Team manager, media, the GenSec, our interim GenSec, the technical advisor, the technical committee chair, the president, the board members, all of them won it. No one say nothing. All of them become genius after the fact, including people like Maverick who don't say nothing before even pick. I'm watching middle team sometime, they say nothing. And people like me come and say them the idea thing, two midfielders can't work, and then all of us say, no, he went with two midfielders. All these so-called Monday morning quarterback geniuses. Huh? Can't see them foot from them nose. It's amazing how that works. So what advice is Speid gonna give a man who coach England, coach FC 20, coach at Man U, coach Middlesbrough, coach anybody? Are we saying pass his time? Are we saying he's like Trump? In pass him time, no matter. Even though, frankly, the evidence suggests otherwise, suggests accordingly. I find this really, really interesting, people. Let me go back to the poll. I'm going to go to the poll, people. The poll now has 20 votes. No, sorry. Can you see good enough? Yeah, 20 votes. It looked like 19 said no and 1 said yes. That's interesting. You know, people that didn't know what advice, like me said, don't know what technical advice I mean. Did McLaren approve the change, people? Did McLaren have any say in the change? Man, hire me, and I'm come work. So before we were saying that as a assistant coach, hey, let me tell you something. You know something? We on YouTube, I get myself in trouble, you know, because we have provide some information for the JFF, so we can look and say, you know what, I true that, you know, we can't do this. Because we call out enough things, you know. We call out being in the assistant. We call out the players who view it. We call out who make decisions. We call out enough things. But if you're a technical advisor, you're basically just follow the team. Let me get look like, and you talk to the coach. So Speid probably won't be on the field, but he will be on the field, if that makes any sense. Right? He won't be on the field, but he'll be on the field. People hit the like button. 138.84 don't work. We can't have 16 and 38 hour. 54. We can't have 54 people in that chat and not hit the like button. Come on, people, please hit the like button. I don't want to say something I shouldn't say. May I use the word please? When I in a summary dictionary. Please hit the like button, people. Somebody just drop me a thing and say, coach needs to be in full control. I would think so. Yeah, people, I have never seen a head coach. It's when a head coach that get undermined, the writing is on the wall. If we make World Cup, I'll be surprised if McLaren survive, to be honest. Right? Yeah. Yes, DJ, I would agree with you. When it comes to Jamaica football, I don't know anymore, people. I don't know anymore. It's interesting. It's weird. It's weird. Now, I know we're gonna get beaten as YouTubers that we're toxic and we're this and that, but hey, JFF, you see, if you watch a YouTube channel them and you pick out the best from all of them and don't leverage it, you know, do a better job, you know. You'll be more accepting by the public, you know. You make better decisions, you know, because nobody have monopoly on intellect and information. So if you did that, you would be just like I keep saying this people 101 times, you know. Let's see what Amazon do it. Amazon get your feedback on everything them do. Then they probably run some program, some AI program to pull things out and then figure out where things are in a place where they need to change. That's what them do it, you know. Come JFF, man. I don't think you're not smart, and maybe you are, because you're doing it, but you're doing undercover JFF. You're doing undercover JFF. Lord. Technical advisor to the coach, the president. People, play it again. Play it again. Let me play it again.
Well, the board some hours ago would have approved Rudolph Speid as the technical advisor to our technical program, which means that he will be...
Wait. I'm confused. Hey, Prezi, I don't understand. What do you mean a technical program? How does one define the technical program? Is the national team the technical program? So like nonsensical nonsense to me.
With the team, he will be in the locker room. He'll travel around with the team. He will advise the coach. They'll work closely together. Of course, McLaren, Speid, and of course the other two assistants. They will work as we try to craft a path forward that will take us to the World Cup.
Let me say something, people in life, people. A recipe for failure is not having clear roles and responsibility. Let me repeat that. In any organization, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, if you know what your job description is, if you know what your role is, if you feel that you're going to be undermined, you can't be successful. I told him to fire McLaren. Well, I told him. I suggested they fire McLaren. You know, because you fire him right now. Fire him. Go on, presser. Hold up, presser. What you have to say?
In this right now, right?
Presser. Start over.
I'm saying too much technicalities in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it's too. You need a.
It's too technical.
What do you think when they're using a technical during the TDs rule or something?
Yeah.
Go through the technicalities and the angles of the technicalities, right? But I have the first question up, right? How do you move on from wanting an assistant coach, right, to then appointing a technical advisor? Because Richard Hartis was here, then he left, went to Besiktas to join Ole, and I think I remember an article where it stated that he would be like coming back occasionally to kind of help McLaren in some capacity, and then they went for that recent coach that McLaren wanted. I remember Roy Simpson coming out saying that he was hired and then he was there for like one game, I believe. Then he left to the United States, right? So in that vacancy, in some sense, okay, that person, it didn't work out because, you said that they didn't pay that guy, right? However, the vacancy is still there, so you need to get an assistant coach. So how do you move on from the coach himself, the head coach, wanting an assistant coach, to now appointing a technical advisor, right? Now, I remember when McLaren was appointed and I was doing some research on him. McLaren himself, he served in some technical roles before in terms of he was a technical director, he was an advisor of management, he was an advisor for Tel Aviv, and those clubs, right? But in terms of the club structure, Cranky, I can understand a technical director, that type of thing, even for a national program, right? So my question is, isn't there a technical director for the national program?
Supposedly.
Because if there's a technical director, if you look at the club level in terms of the responsibilities of a technical director, there's more like shaping the philosophy of the club in some sense, right? In terms of, recruitment, the philosophy of how you want the team to play, making sure that the recruitment of players kind of match up to what the coach wants, that type of thing, right? The future of the club in some sense. You know what I'm saying? So for the JFF as well, if you have a technical director, obviously they would serve in that type of capacity. That would be their responsibilities in some sense. You have all these players like across the waters where they can represent Jamaica. So you try to put structures in place where they can, get, the passports or whatever the case is. Or they just know the process in some sense, right?
Right.
Maybe a help in terms of appointing other individuals where they help to recruit players that fits the philosophy of the coach. I'm kind of want like wide attacking players predominantly, then you go out there and you kind of seek those players to help with the coach. And then, when you provide those players, let's say it's 50 of those wide players, then the coach can just narrow it down and say, okay, I'll pick these 5. You know what I'm saying? So you do your job in some sense. But to have a coach and to say that you're going to have a technical advisor in the dressing room, in training sessions to advise the coach. Advise the coach on what? And it's not only advising the coach as well, right? Even if that's the case, it should be somebody independent from the Jamaica Football Federation.
Look, I think the president, I must admit, fortunately, I don't get confused a lot or easily, but I am confused.
Because with all due respect, right, we all know that we have our thoughts on McLaren in terms of we might not think he's the man for the job, right? Didn't work out well in the Gold Cup, fair enough, right? But with a man like that now, with that much experience, with all due respect, if he say 1 year advice from Mr. Speed, advice on what?
No. I keep telling you, fortunately, people like the YouTubers who question the initial appointment of assistant coach and come out with all these rationale as to the plus and minuses. They went back and say, you know what? That's true, look too good. They would never admit it, but that's true. Let me use something more digestible. Let me use something which is not as toxic, right? Or just saying just there around the coach and, But the mistake they made, they should not come up with anything. They should just leave that. They should just do it. They should just do it and just leave it alone.
Normally, you have your coaching staff, right? You have the head coach, you have your assistant coach, and maybe you have another assistant coach, right? They have different responsibilities in terms of, carrying out, training sessions, working with these group of players. You have a goalkeeping coach, which Richard Hartis was the goalkeeping coach to an extent, plus the assistant, right? So you have a goalkeeping coach, maybe you have a striker coach, that type of thing, right? So in training sessions, they work with different aspects of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The coach might take one group or might be on the sideline. He might be an assistant, right? Carry out the drills and all these different type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tactics, blah blah blah. So if McLaren have say Miran Garden, right, and the next guy Trevor Sinclair, again, what is Mr. Speid there advising a man like McLaren on tactically, in-game analysis, that type of thing? What is there to advise man when he done up him team and he was asking for another assistant coach? You are not a part of the coaching staff, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's straight undermine, because that means that you don't have trust in me as the coach. You don't have trust in me as the coach if you're going to bring in somebody to advise me.
Well, that's obvious. They're saying leave if you want to leave. That's what they're basically saying. You can leave if you want to leave. If you leave, we don't have to pay you. If you leave, you don't go to the World Cup. You're trying to have your legacy, as you have always said before. You failed at England, saying you can't leave, right? You might try to go to a bang. So he's in a no-win situation.
If McLaren respects himself, can't he resign?
He doesn't respect himself.
Because a man can't for a job and then he's going to tell me like a week after or so that, I'm going to bring in an advisor for you. Normally, let's say you hire somebody, right? But it's kind of different than, McLaren's case. I hire somebody, you kind of put them through the process in terms of training them, whatever the case is, right? Them don't have the qualification. It's just that you kind of just bed them in the process of or the organization in a sense. But when you think you hire somebody as competent as Steve McClaren in some sense, based on his track record or what they thought was good enough to hire him, then you don't need anybody to advise him. And if it comes to the point where you need somebody to advise him, then you should just pull the plugs on the guy. I mean, I'm not going to say it as it is, Frankie, but you and I had a conversation recently, you know what I'm saying? And I told you some stuff about this coach in terms of the quote-unquote confidence that some individuals have in the coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
no. We know that McLaren is challenged, right? So fire him. I keep saying this, Fire him.
I will say this before I leave. I know I always look up the president.
But no, me like the president.
Yeah, but
me have to call him out and answer him attack. You
can't like somebody when they feel that.
No, you can't like somebody when you like what them do, man. You can't like them when you like what them do, man.
All right.
May I say?
Personality aside, I think the president is a failure just as much as Mr. Speid in some sense.
He's what? Say it again?
He's a failure.
They all are failures in some respects. You know why? Because Rudolph and the board hired the coach. So the coach and they fired a lot of coaches. They Arguments couldn't work with them. Right? Arguments would divorce them. McLaren having challenges with them now. McLaren not doing well. They did a lazy hiring McLaren. Then fired Donaldson. Look at the whole coaching thing. And I said the other day, people, nobody assess the SSS. There's no accountability in JFF. They're not accountable to nobody but themselves. Because so FIFA set it up, and right now so it worked. They could be as awful as they want to be, and that not gonna change.
When egos clash, Cranky, is not a good thing, especially in sports, when you have egos clashing, because if I'm McLaren, and I have issues in terms of my selection, or people have a perception that I have issues in terms of the selection of the team, right? I play Dixon over Campbell, I select Mikel Antonio in the team. Now I'm in the position as the head coach. Mr. Speid comes to me in a meeting or whatever the case is, or during a training session. Well, we have a player down by Arnett Garden, so I think I should select. What if I don't want that player? What if everything that you say as the technical advisor, I don't take on board? Then what's the sense of you as a technical advisor?
Don't know, that those things will manifest themselves.
And then again,
yeah,
the question that everybody's asking, is he still a part of the technical committee? Because if he is, then he's essentially the boss of McLaren. So if I'm the boss of
he is.
And what if I'm the boss of you, and I'm the chairman of the technical committee, and I'm then the technical advisor, and I'm advising you on things, then if you're the employee, then you don't have to listen to me as the boss.
Well, it was no different for assistant coach, right? But it looked bad for the assistant coach. I tell the boss what to do. No, it's better because the boss are functioning the boss role.
It's a joke,
right? It look better now because before it looked really bad, right? You play and you see the assistant coach run things, but now the technical advisor, who's the overseer for the program, is now going to provide not advice, going to provide direction, kind of advice thing. When your boss tell you to do something, you tell boss advice.
But again, if the boss not have enough confidence in the man when employed, then you just get rid of him.
Exactly. Like been saying that from day one.
But that's where I leave it still. But
all right, thanks for the call, Presser. Appreciate it.
yeah.
All right, people. Jamaica football. If you want drama, just follow it. People, please hit the like button. Those of you, or 30-something of you, who not hit the like button yet, it's not gonna hurt your index finger. Use a finger, yeah. Use a finger. Whatever finger you want to use all 5 of them. Press the button. Stop mize up the button. All right. Stop mize up the button, people. Yeah, I do think. Wait, somebody asked me a question before. Let me go back to it. We can't find it. I don't see it. What did I do? Oh, Stefan asked the question, which is, so Cranky, can you tell me what is the role and purpose now of the technical director? I didn't know we had a technical director, Stefan. I'm confused. Have you ever seen the technical director out in the public talking, Stefan? I don't think we had a technical director. This is not no disrespect to Downsville, but Downsville never functioned in that capacity. Now, I see the head of technical committee, which you never be able to see in public. Technical director is supposed to inform football in Jamaica. Never seen Downsville anywhere. And I hear he's retiring for the last year now, so I don't know that work. We were one caliber 100%. Yeah. Boy. People don't say nothing, let me get sued. No, don't say nothing, let me can't get sued. Yeah, I think Mr. Ricketts has to take full accountability for all this mess. He has to take full accountability for all this mess. It's a mess. Let me say some people. If the JFF said, you know what? Hey, Coach McLaren, we've done an assessment of your performance so far. Here's some of the things that we found that we think you need some assistance in. Technically, we're going to have Rudolph be part of your contingent, but not really part of your contingent, right? We're going to play cute because we don't want anybody to see it, and we'll manage it. We'll camouflage it. We're not publicizing it. The player, he's going to be around a lot, engage with the players, engage with the team, but we'll keep them undercover. They can say what they want to say, fine. When you come out in public and tell people, say, they want to advise the team, you tell the man, say, McLaren not doing job right. You disrespect the man. So we don't know why you're not fire him. If you disrespect him, why don't you fire him? That's a big disrespect, And it comes on the back of how poorly we did in the Gold Cup and how we struggle in the qualifiers. There's no way they could have provided technical director to Algrimson. None. Algrimson not take that. Algrimson fired them before. Them couldn't tell. They probably want to do something like this to Algrimson. Algrimson probably think we'll jump off our bridge. Go away. Now do that. So I'm sure that's why Algrimson left. They want to influence things. Algrimson probably says, no, this not work. I am the coach. I run things. Everyone has been disrespecting the head coach. So let me say something, MF. I don't know about everyone, but in any football organization, in any country, in any club, coaches get criticized. Arteta bring Arsenal from nothing to where they are now, and we criticize him all the time. But it's different. You don't hear Josh Cranky or Stan Cranky come out and bash them coach in any way, shape, or form, undermine the coach. You don't hear that, right? There's a difference between what's said internally and done internally versus what's said in the public domain by the media and fans. Bifurcate the two. Please do. Because there's a difference. Fans are right for saying anything they want to say. They can bash the coach at them one. When the coach win, then praise the coach. When the coach don't win, then bash the coach and say go. But there's a difference when the organization seems to be undermining the coach. By the way, people, I have another poll up. Poll says, who really holds the power for the Reggae Boyz? McLaren, JFF Board, or Speed? Yeah, one vote so far. Sarah Rudolph. I'm just saying the poll number. We have read the poll all night, So now I have how much? I have 29 votes. 90%. Do you agree with Rudolph being appointed as technical director? 90% says no, 10% says yes. So 3 people say yes, and 26 say no. Jamaicans at home and abroad should boycott the JFF and their sponsor. If you stand for nothing, you'll fail for nothing. I am ambivalent when it comes to that. I don't think we should boycott because we love the football. So if you boycott, you undermine the team. At the same time, I don't think the JFF has any respect for the fans or for certain segments of the media. Because YouTubers are media now, people. Traditional media and organization can bash YouTubers all they want to know. Nobody now watch cable TV no more. So I'm to Sports Max. You know, see YouTubers go out of business, especially when I do well. So there's a difference between what's old and what's new. YouTubers are new. They're the in thing. Whether you like it or not. So I would suggest JFF, you get with the program. You may not like them, may think they're toxic. You get with the program. It's going to be left behind too. We need to send a strong message, but how can we send that message? That's the question. I'm all open for ideas, you know. I'm all open for ideas. If you directly benefit from decisions made regarding picking players, you should be somewhere near the process. Oh, I didn't know what that means. I don't understand what that means, MF. Elaborate. McLaren collected millions and laughing at us. He's not getting millions. Well, millions in Jamaican dollars, yeah, but that money on account. Yeah, he's not enjoying his retirement today. No, so I'm stressed. Nobody I know who's been a coach at any level would want to be undermined. None. It's just MF. That's what I'm saying. MF. That's why I need to elaborate because I don't fully get it. I'm slow sometimes. If you directly benefit from decisions made regarding picking players, you know what, MF? I don't wanna interpret. I think I know what you're saying, but I don't want to say it. More you can say it. Let me put it that way there. More you say so. Don't want to say so. Because they may undermine personal integrity. I don't want to do that. So if I that you say, I think, I don't want to say so. You say so. You say so. Can I say people fear him cranky, get too big, no speed? Yeah, Rudolph run things. McCoward, yeah, man, McCoward. You know, say McCoward become on the program, McCoward I am. McCoward, yes. McCoward, God. I don't want to get sued. Somebody tell me, say, hey, people, somebody I bring a cranky, stop bring the rumor thing. But me I say it anyway, because somebody just tell me that the other day. Them say somebody in Jamaica, when they look for a YouTuber to serve them papers for defamation. So I don't want to go to Jamaica and get no serving no papers. I don't want no money for no liar. The poor, no money for no liar. So maybe if we're yeah, it's a come on, people, hit the like button, people. It's an interesting time, people, to be honest, right? It's an interesting time. And go people, go for we have to get the poll numbers right now, people. Because it's a decent if we get over 100 people voting, it's a decent sample size, trust me. A decent sample size. See, like Arnett Gardens, I just see something I posted from the JFF. Arnett Gardens defeated defeated the Blanc FC of Dominica. Dominica play football at Otterboden Stadium by 4-0. Dominica will beat 3-2. If you get them play football, yes. What am I missing here? All right, reading something late. Yeah, the Blanc FC, not Dominic, from Dominica. 4-0 in the opening game. They're gonna play AFC, better team AFC Port of Trinidad next game. Only the group winners will advance to the semifinals and they need to win. Is it defamation in the state here? Obvious. It could be. You have to have empirical, factual, duplicate this thing, evidence to substantiate anything you're making us. If you call somebody, the question of integrity, you better have some evidence to say so. But you know what? We have evidence. Sorry, MF. You have evidence, MF. You have evidence. I apologize, MF. You have evidence, man. You can't say so, evidence. Go on, say so. Me not say so. You say so. But you do have evidence. Me are your lawyer. You have evidence. Based on how you set up, you have evidence. Trust me, you have evidence. Even though people, you know, say from a lawsuit drop, you're a toxic boss, no way, no ideas. You're a toxic boss, no way, no ideas. People, toxic boss disappear. You know, you hear that, people? Now realize that. When you would have to get bashed by a toxic boss at all. One lawsuit shut up people, you know. Because lawsuit mean you have to go get enough thing happening. A lawsuit where you have to pay money for lawyer. You have to probably pay money to the person when you lose. You have to probably pay money for enough different parties. If you want to do due diligence, because the lawyer them not stop digging their pocket. So yeah. Edward Corey says on my point, my take is no players in England will be persuaded to play for Jamaica. See the bad taste. McLaren has no spine. He needs to stop chasing the squirrel. Resign, save face. No. I mean, I agree with McLaren for resign. Toxic camping shambles. Yeah, so the Mackenzie story. Yeah. So I'm toxic, you know. You say karma is a what? Can't be too toxic in life. You have to humble yourself. Humble yourself in life, people. I always remember that. Humble yourself. No, man, Greenwood off a short, man. Remember now, the person is not a coach of people. He's a technical advisor. But you know what? Technical advisor have a certain connotation to it, you know. It sounds like if you're technical, just use the word technical and the definition. It sounds like you're up on the field that give instructions, you know, on the technical aspect of the game, technical aspect of the team, or what them do. Maybe I'm confused in my interpretation and assessment and perspective as to what technical entails. Maybe that's me. But from what the president says, he's going to be around the team all the time. Tell McLaren how to do. Hey, you know, I know this. Most bosses I've had, I mean, I'm not calling them boss. Most supervisors I've had, I mean, like the term boss, it sounds slave-like. Most supervisors I've ever had, they allow me to do what I do. I know something miserable. Can't watch me 24/7. Me can't deal with it. Take a jump off of one bridge. I'm not into that. If you hire me and you think me good enough, then let me do my job. If me not do it, fire me. All right? If you hire me to do a job, I'm not doing well, then fire me. Don't come over me and watch me 24/7 but you give me advice. Can I advise that? No advice. But now still long people. I just saw this thing from somebody said it to me. And to my source who sent it to me, I appreciate it. Because I wouldn't have done a show today and I was busy working on my website. By the way, people, website I dropped this week, I come up. So may I say? I'm going to drop the name of the web. We dropped already, but I'm going to drop it next time. The website I dropped this week, people. I want them to go and register to the website. Everyone on the channel, so 130. Tell your friends and family. It would have a lot of articles on it. Articles about news, sports, technology. It's going to be a regular website. Just think about it like an ABC or a CBS website type. I'm going to go live this week. I'm supposed to go live from April, people. Every day I keep changing it. I'm in the travel, so I'm going to get around to it. So I'm going to drop my website. I want to support the website. You know. Go and sign up for the website when it drops. See? And it should be good. It should be good. Me all right. Articles on JFF, you know. Caribbean, JFF, the whole works. But it's mainly going to be a normal website. So it's not just Jamaica focus at all. We have a Caribbean section. So we can get some other people to give me some information on the other Caribbean countries, them, not just Jamaica. But we don't know Jamaica thing. I mean, Trump said the other day that he want to start an enhanced relationship with Jamaica when he had a ambassador to the US, was in his Oval Office on tourism and energy. So we'll do some of them article letters, right? But anyway, I digress. So if you want to call in, people calling, because we'll do more 15, 20 more minutes and we're done. We have a Sunday evening, we have things to do. But I will say this though, that I thought the announcement was going to be assistant coach. I'm going to give the JFF some credit, actually, for pivoting. Pivoting is important, people. Sometimes in life, you have to pivot. You can't just, think you know everything, then pivot. Then get feedback from different sources, especially from YouTubers, I believe. They came up with that very cute term, because remember, man is a chief technical committee, so they just put technical advisor. Which sort of suggests that he will not be, well, I don't even know what that means, because see me still confused. Because if you're a technical advisor or assistant coach, technical advisors need to have more power. So even if you say assistant coach, I undermine the coach, I report into the coach, but I run the coach. No, you have to put somebody over the coach to manage the coach. So even though they were cute in the naming convention and what they said, it may just be worse. Because they must say they put the imbalance to watch him 24/7. Let me this poll. Six votes on the poll as to who has power in the JFF or Reggae Boyz football, the team. McLaren, JFF are Speid. The 6 voters say all say Speid. And then we have 31 votes for Rudolph being advisor. 90% says, 10% says yes, he should be. 90% says no. Real interesting, people. Real interesting. But at the end of the day, you and I, who love Jamaica football, have to deal with it. No matter what we want to say, nah, change nothing. Not changing anything. it's going to be the same thing going along the same way, and we will have no influence. No influence, people, no influence. See, before the game in the chat, my thing froze a while ago, people. I can't see it, but I wasn't getting the comments because it froze. Let me see what comments put. There's no FIFA switch for Jamaica over 7 months. Don't expect any player anytime soon. Our ranking went from our ranking had dropped like a brick, Jamaica football team ranking had dropped. I guess JFF can't never drop no more. AI could have built me a website in 5 minutes. Yeah, and I looked at AI for that. My website is not one where AI could build in 5 minutes. Let me just say that. Trust me. There's a lot more involved in the website than what people. If you talk about AI can be a website in 5 minutes, and nonsense in my talk. Nonsense. AI can build a website, but it's not going to be in 5 minutes. Give me what you need to do. First of all, you have to lay out what you want, which may take time. Even when you get the layout, you have to write all the blogs for the website. You have to think about what the construct should be. You have to think about where you're sourcing information from. You have to think about, you have to then use the guide to update the website. There's a lot involved with the people. So that's the thing about it can be in 5 minutes. It can't be no 5 minutes. Now, yeah, it's very useful, and if you know how to use it, yeah, it can help you, but it ain't be in 5 minutes. Most people underestimate Udall. He's a genius to see the potential addition of UK players, so he will take credit for the team's performance for them. No, Tuffy Rudy. I said that the other day, Tuffy Rudy. He's in a no-lose situation, Tuffy Rudy. No-lose situation. If the team does well, it's him. If the team does bad, it's McLaren. You can't lose on that. Brilliant. Team does well, him take over as coach because of FEMA advice. Team does well, does poorly. Well, you know what? He was there advising, but the coach never take him advice. So that's why them lose. Brilliant. How did he look, Conrad? I hope he played well. And he's starting too, which is good. Is it still their preseason? It's still early to be playing. People think that McLaren should resign. I wouldn't resign with me, McLaren. I remember him saying that, Nitro. Hey, Nitro. Yes, him said that. Hey, what's name? LSM. Maverick. Me know you watch my program and text some of my material them and use it for your program. Can we see it the other day? Let me say this, Maverick. I say no watch it, but you watch it. Let me say this, Maverick. You have to call out the man, say him have Kafu. You have to stop being a hypocrite, Maverick. Him say him have Kafu and Roberto Carlos and them team. Why don't you call out them thing there? Can him say it on your program? Why don't you call out them people there? Why the Kafu and Roberto Carlos there? Huh? Rudolph made that comment, people, which is heresy. There's no accountability when executive people make these comments, Man say him have Kafu and Roberto Carlos and them team. Must it be coffee and something else? And then the way I talk about. Yeah, no. The girls play higher ranked teams, so they may have dropped as far actually. The technical advisor in federation that use one sits above the head coach. Maybe that's why they leverage it. It would have to be, right? Because he hired the coach, and plus technical. Yeah. He has to sit up. The technical advisors will oversee everything, but that's not. Yeah. See, people say King play well enough, so and they may have to eat in the words about King. Depends on the level of competition, but they may have to eat in the words. How King plays well every single game, and we get half of the coach to pick defenders. How will he could always say Beru that he tell the coach something and the coach will take him advice and fire him. You gonna put him in the team now? I don't think so, no. Big players are come. Let me say this. Hey, Rudolph, don't vex with me. Rudolph did say to me that he's supportive of EPL players, Premier League players. I'm telling you that right now. So I'm not gonna buy the narrative. People may say, well, he just tell you that. No, him tell me that personally. Same support. If them bring him instead of on Sport Max, him say that to me too. If you bring in EPL players, him said them history speak for themselves. Right? He said that to me. I had a conversation with him. He said if I bring in people like EPL players, him supportive. Him not nothing against EPL. If you bring EPL players, I say them resume speak for itself. So therefore you can't really question it. He said that. So I don't hear say, nobody tell me this. Him said that on public TV, and him said that to me. I wouldn't say in private, but in conversation. So I'm not gonna say him or put other people in my team over them. Because that would make no sense. Rudolph not an idiot. Rudolph smart. Hey, Uptown. So Uptown, I dropped my website this week. You can go in at Uptown and come back with some perspective on me. Appreciate it, Uptown. Uptown, I appreciate that too. But I'm dropping the website. People, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Because someone don't like hit like button on a stingy. If you just came in the channel, haven't hit the like button, even though you come in and it asks you, please hit the like button. But no, I'm dropping the website this week, Uptown IG. Like this symbol you have for your thing, Pro Jamaica. So you can give me feedback when you look on it. So who pioneered implement the quota system? Because implement the quota system, Jay, doesn't mean that you don't want EPL players in the team, you know. Right? Doesn't mean you don't want EPL players. You can say, before I retired, we had this process called PIP. Management put on you on a performance improvement. Yes, management proof. Yes, I know about PIP. I put people on PIP. Eagle Republic. Good evening. Good night. Hello.
Good night. Good night.
You have a turn. You have a turn on your radio. Turn on your radio.
Yeah, I'm just turning on the TV. Hold on. Let me just mute this.
Hey, you never say you watch the thing on TV. You know you're a certain age, right?
Yeah, I'm just watching. I just know, Cranky. Listen, I just came in and turned on the TV and something, and just was looking at it on my phone on the TV and said, let me just call it.
All right.
Listen, what is this technical advisor? What it mean?
All right, people. So you ask the technical advisor. So I'm gonna tell you what it means, right? No. Listen, here's what it means. I'll play it again. And 4 times I play. I'll play it again. Listen what the man say. This is what it means.
Well, listen.
No. You may play it again. You play it again.
Frankie, listen, they just paraphrase the whole thing, because what I get from this, Mr. Speid is going to be the man calling the shots. That's what's going to happen.
He's always been the man calling the shots. He just...
Right? So, for what I heard Mr. Ricketts says, it doesn't make sense to me, none at all. It just not make sense. I think he get the pushback from the public about Mr. Speid being the assistant and everything. So they just go around and just change the whole name. But it's the same thing Mr. Speid is going to do. He's going to be the one. Steve McClaren is going to be there as a figurehead. That's what's going to happen. If I was the coach, I would have resigned. I leave the job. I would definitely leave it. Believe me.
Wait. Who am I speaking to?
This is Patrick.
Patrick. You leave money on the table and you work part-time, Patrick. Really, Patrick?
Yeah, honestly, I'm leaving it because Rudolph Speid is going to undermine him big time. That's what's going to happen. And when the failure comes, you're going to hear say the coach. But when the success, you're going to say I chose Speid, they did it. I'm leaving it.
I wouldn't leave the job. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. Because I have left that job before with not the same circumstance, but something not that far from it. So by trying to mind, say, go jump over and bridge my not do this.
Yeah, definitely. You have to think about it. Sometimes it's not every money is good money. And how much money Jamaica paid him. You know what I mean? And all the disrespect that come with it. I mean, it's something when I looked at the coaches were there before. Army Argenson.
Yes.
I think they couldn't control him. So you know what I mean? So the guy decides now the stupid certain things. So him just leave them. So JFF, each time they have a coach when them cannot control. Lon Donaldson, all these guys, they get rid of them. They need somebody that they can control. That's what they do. That's what JFF do all the time. And it's not right for football, Don't right for football at all.
Yeah. No. I think it's challenging. It's difficult. Them try to fire the coach. Them try to fire the coach.
Just fire the coach. That's all I'm saying. Just fire him. But Mr. Speid don't want it to seem that bad on him because he's the one that hired the coach and to fire the coach. So that's the reason why they're doing this, try to solve this whole situation. But they should just fire the coach because we know. You understand? And it don't look good. It don't look good on the football at all. It don't look good from the outside looking in. I don't know who is advising the JFF and stuff like that. I don't know because they're making a lot of mistakes. Making mistake on top of mistake on top of mistake. So I don't know, Frankie.
Patrick, I got Patrick. We there observe and we can have the conversation, but we there observe. We don't have no influence. We have some influence, but it's not influence whereby it gonna affect the decision materially. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. And I think the reason why they try to keep McLaren on there because of most of the players are from overseas. So I think if they get rid of him, they think it's going to be an issue. Like all the Greenwood and these guys are coming, that's the reason why they try to keep him there. But I'm thinking now, Rudolph Speid to advise Steve McClaren. Steve McClaren's CD is bigger than for Rudolph, So what are you going to advise me? You can think about it. Somebody that I have a bigger CD than them, and they're going to be advising me on what? Come on, I'm not taking that cranky. I'm leaving. No,
well, I mean, no. you can't get advice from people who don't have the same CB as you. I'm not going to complain
not like
about
this,
right.
Cranky, not like this.
True.
Not like this. This
True.
is totally different.
True.
Totally different. Where Speed court so far? Jamaica and where else? Nowhere else.
Jamaica.
Nowhere else. The English Premier League is, I don't know what to call it basically because it's not up to standard. To some
you mean the Jamaica Premier League? Not English Premier League.
Jamaica Premier League.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the Jamaica Premier League is not up to. The Jamaica Premier League is not up to standard like other leagues around the world. And he only coaching there, and he win it twice, and he's in like penalty shootout. Penalty shootout is anybody's game. Me and you know that. Penalty shootout anybody's game. So it's not like him outplay Theodore Whitmore. And matter of fact, I think Theodore Whitmore is a better coach than him. And you can look at it. If you look at Theodore Whitmore CD and Theme on, you can see the big difference.
Yeah.
So, this is not even right. I don't know who's running the JFF, but I don't think it's my cricket, it's somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't want to call the name, but I'll probably get a lawsuit all the way down ladder. I want to come back to Jamaica. So I don't know who's running it, but it's not my cricket at all. My cricket is a nice guy and everything, but he's too nice for this job. He's too nice.
He's too nice. He's too nice. He's too nice. Yeah, man. Patrick, Patrick, I appreciate the call.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. Good call by Patrick, sir. Good call by Patrick. But Patrick, I watch TV, so that means me and Patrick and I see him age group. Because let me check for anything. Analytics. Nobody now watch TV. For a peer phone I watch when I watch YouTube. But anyway, thanks for the call, Patrick. I appreciate it. Good call. I'm gonna say this about Rudolph and McLaren and the JFF. The JFF just know how to stumble, man. They're a stumbling, mumbling organization, and they have too many people in the organization who believe that they know it all. I'm serious. That's part of their problem. Secondly, Mr. Ricketts has to lead. Come on, Mr. Ricketts. You're not leading. It's like you're following. That's not a good thing. You're leading the organization. That's not a good thing. And Rudolph, I know you're a smart man. Some people go beat me for saying that. But I think this should have been done differently. You could have repositioned this. And don't. In fact, what you should do after they come in the public and assistant coach, just don't announce anything. Just come in and say you will not be assistant coach and just done. And they put him as technical advisor and not tell nobody. So just there with the team, people don't know what role he might play. See what I say? So that get rid of all of this drama that's happening now. But I'm not think that way. I don't want even known because now try to position Rudolph to take over eventually. So when you expect the team to qualify, so if them qualify, when them qualify, you can say, you know what? We were floundering. Rudolph came in. Things changed materially. Hello, did the right thing. Rudolph in a position where he can't lose. And you're going to hear upon some regular program in Jamaica now, regular TV and thing. Oh, Rudolph is technical director. It's a wonderful idea. Sorry, technical advisor, wonderful idea. He's going to be doing X, Y, Z. He's the best football mind in the Caribbean. He's the best football mind in Jamaica. And that we need that intellect on the bench, not on the bench, but around the coach to guide him because the coach is struggling. Well, you had asked the question, and Eagle Public said this. Eagle Public talking about the PIP, which is basically when you are not doing well, and I've put staff on PIPs, you put them on a PIP, which is a performance improvement program, whereby you tell them what they do well. You tell them, well, if they're on PIP, they really not do well, none of things. You tell them what they're not doing well, and they have a window, almost like you have like a probational period, a 3 or 6 month window to carry them thing. But you're going to give them guidance in the area they need to improve, right? So McLaren up on PIP, but I'm not in the pan PIP, in drop off. You know PIP this, because now you get a PIP, and the person needs to improve. So maybe it's a PIP thing, speeder, you need PIP and I watch him improve. It's really interesting. And yes, I have been in this situation once in my career. I won't say which organization, it's a big firm. I'm a boss, you have some fallout with some people. I know some people like me, we have fallout people. And I'm not give you the whole story because in my book, I write a book that come up. We have a fallout, and then man try to put somebody, it wasn't like a Rudolph situation. He put somebody under me, like the assistant coach, right? Because may have some fallout with some people, and he put somebody in my group. And I said, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, people. And I'm like, well, it has to work. I said, really? Not working out. Bye. We just left. I mean, I seen a person then. Said that not work for me. Not work for me. Not do that. Can't put nobody on my thing who put on my thing. You can't put nobody on my team who me never ask come on my team. And like me put on PIP, right? Because my evaluation is good. So I said, no, that not work. But they want to put some of his pipe on me. Because my boss never get along. So I just said, bye. I'm out of here. Best move me ever make. I'm just jumping on my next job. You know them thing they go. It's an ego. When you know what you do, you know worry about them thing there. Just jump from one to the next one. But it happened to me. So I never take it. So, but me not tell McLaren to quit the job, McLaren. Me not tell him to quit the job. Don't follow Cranky. Because Cranky know what to do. Don't follow Cranky. But I would suggest McLaren that I don't know what you do in this role, people. If I was McLaren, I don't know what advice to give him. I would just say take all the Speid advice. And make it known to everybody that Speid advice you follow. so Speid can share some of the blame. So how is Rudolph going to play? So Rudolph, if we don't make World Cup, what culpability or responsibility you have in this whole equation? Rudolph, we're drinking some water. People hit the like button. Steve Akenko says, Speid is a good gentleman. Is that from McLaren? Gentleman is an English thing, you know. Good evening. Hey, Steve McClaren is here, people. Steve McClaren is here. MF, I would quit too. I would quit, but I wouldn't tell McLaren to quit. I would not tell McLaren to quit, but I would quit. Me personally, me not do it. Me not have the temperament for them thing there. Not the temperament for them thing there. Me I say, you're mad. Me I run the team, and yeah, because when you say he's gonna be the team all the time to people. Technical advisors, yes. Provide guidance, yes. Run the program. But Rudolph always tell me he's the head of the technical committee. He's not the technical advisor. He's not the technical head. He heads the committee. But the way this is operating, he ain't no committee head. He run things. So jargons. So people may play this again now. May I play this throughout the whole program. May I play this again. And play this again, people. Play it again. Enough time.
Well, the board some hours ago would have approved Rudolph Speid as the technical advisor to our technical program, which means that he will be with the team. He will be in the locker room. He'll travel around with the team. He will advise the coach. They'll work closely together. Of course.
But here's the thing, people. What is he going to advise the coach on and about what? That is missing.
McLaren, Speid, and of course the other two assistants. They will work as we try to craft a path forward that will take us to the World Cup.
So I've never heard this before in my life. Seriously. You want to craft a path forward. You have a team. You have coaches. What part you craft? If you want technical stuff behind the scenes, you don't need it in public. You don't tell the public this. I don't understand what that means. I know Rudolph gonna beat me now. Rudolph say, see Cranky? Yeah, I want eater, yeah, fighter. Rudolph, I'm not fighting Rudolph, but we have to talk about these things. So I'm looking at the poll. People, don't go vote on the poll, no man. Do you agree with Rudolph Speid being the technical head? And it says, oh, Speid, I get more support now. 33 votes, 12% says yes, 88% says no. It looked like a Trump poll numbers. I think Trump will be even better. I'm sure tomorrow night, Jamaican media people will support this. Because the sentiments locally is different from the sentiments outside Jamaica, you know, in a lot of instances, you know. There's much more support for local decisions than we have outside the country a lot of times. No, I don't think it's. Hey, let me say something. Odell, Rudolph now work for free. I don't know how much I'm going to pay Rudolph. Rudolph now work for free. May I tell you that right now? Rudolph is not working for free. Think about it now. Hey, back up. We have a question. After Eagle Problem, answer the question. Eagle Problem says, question for Cranky. Could this move have been initiated by Steve McClaren? If I remember correctly, Steve stated that he was still learning about the CONCACAF region. Hey, Eagle Republic, if he's here a year and haven't learned, then him dunce. And I don't think he's dunce. I don't think it's about the region. I think it's the board approved him, you know. This wasn't, so if Steve requested it, it'd be a different discussion. So the board met and approved it. And information been dropped in the public domain for the last 2 weeks that Rudolph was going to be the assistant coach. Then they pivot and change the name. He's still assistant coach. It's form of a substance. Still assistant coach. Right? So I'm confused about something. So who are run? So we're in July now, August, September. We are run the thing from September to December. So who are run Cavalier? So Rudolph can be with well, we only have certain windows, right? We have 2 weeks. So about 6 weeks go to a year. But here's the problem I have with this. A part-time job for Rudolph, you know. It can't be a part-time job, people. That's the problem, you know. The whole thing is being run as a part-time job. That's the problem we have with the footballer now. The coach I work part-time, and you know Rudolph having business in my run. So Rudolph are running business with a managing director, and him have board owners, board roles, a couple high school, him a owner for Cavaliers, him a manager for Cavaliers, him a sporting director. All that all work. Rudolph had about 6 jobs. Can he truly do this job the way they're suggesting that he's going to be doing with the team 24/7? When you say we do the team, you know, you're supposed to be doing things outside of the windows, you know. If you're going to be in that capacity. Can my assistant coach advise what you want to call it? Yeah? I'm not sure about that Uptown IG. I'm not going to say what I know, but I'm not sure about that. It's an 8-member board with Speed. The man said the board. The board consists of all the regional heads and a few more people than Rudolph, the president, and Jensek all up on the board. Yeah, man, him sit up on Monroe, technical advisor in the Titchfield. He's managing director for a credit union. Him run all the Cavaliers business. Then we technical advisor. Rudolph can multitask, boy. Right? Rudolph better than me. But there's only so much time in a day, you know. The poll is there, man. Go on Cranky Live website. The polls are there. There are 2 polls, 2 recent polls. There were 3 polls. There was a poll about him being the assistant coach, which has 163 votes. It was 80% no, 20% yes. There's a recent poll I just put up right during the program. Do you agree with Rudolph being appointed as technical as advisor to the McLaren? It says 12% yes, 88% no. So go to my site, Cranky Live site. Then there's 14 about him being who owns the power in the JFF, and 79% said Rudolph, 21% said the board. McLaren have no power. Look, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a technical advisor, right? I'd assume that the head of the technical area for the football. So there's the technical committee chair, there's a technical director. Not even know the technical advisor thing work, right? Because I would think the technical director would be the one functioning that capacity. And Rudolph is not the technical director. I was told that Downswell is, but I never see Downswell talk about nothing ever. So we don't know that work. Jargons, the website will be out this week, Jargons. Thanks for asking. It'll be out this week. Good website. Me like it, so you may not like it. Me like it. I was going to publish it on this program today, but I decided it's not finished. Today I spent all day, not all day, the whole afternoon. I was supposed to finish it tonight, and I didn't because I come and do this program. So tomorrow morning I'm going to work on it. I'm going to publish it either sometime next week. I don't want to say which day yet. I thought about August 1st as but I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to be a slave to start a month. So I'll publish it sometime this week. But me have some topics. If I have topics I want to write about, tell me. I have topics I want to write about. I write about JFF football. Bless up Minzy. I agree with you, Minzy, 100%. Hey, Minzy, if you link me, I believe 100%. As I said before, Minzy, my assistant coach, but because people in YouTube, not say YouTube, kind of regular media call out the whole thing about assistant coach and you undermine the coach and all that. I think that's why they change it to advisor. Good evening or good night.
Good evening. Thanks for taking my call.
How are you doing? Bless up. What do you have to say?
Regarding the whole situation.
Yeah.
This is part of the course. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I left Jamaica when I was 22 years old. And this type of thing has been happening for a long while. Whether it's at the political level or the managerial level, Jamaica has a chronic managerial issue. And it's partially because of the brain drain that started in the early 70s. So this is not surprising. And when I say these things, people get upset, and they get upset because it's true, not because it's false. It's there. I don't think the JFF hierarchy are being malicious, are trying to hurt. It's just it's simply incompetence.
So which one? Wait. Which one worse? Which one worse? Incompetence. By the way, people, JFF, I'm not saying you're incompetent, right? The caller said that. I didn't say that, even though I may think it, but I'm not saying it. So you're saying it's not incompetence. It's incompetence is not their fault. That's what you're saying.
No, it's their fault. But people sometimes have the view that something malicious is going on, and I'm of the view that it's incompetent. For example, if you put me in the corporate world that you were in, I will not succeed. I will be incompetent. Because I don't have the experience, I don't have the knowledge to operate in that environment. It's not because I would be trying to hurt anyone. I want to hurt anyone. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to the contracts. I might not know how to, formulate contracts, understand contracts. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. I just don't have the experience or the knowledge.
Right.
And sometimes it's just because, maybe my mental acumen is not at that level. You know what I mean? And when I say these things, people get upset. And I think you were maybe born in the UK, you spent some time in Jamaica. I'm a Jamaican through and through. I was born here, I lived there I know these things for a fact. When you look at contracts that our government have signed with foreigners over the decades, it's there as well. When you take out the contract that the government has with JPS, a Japanese company, and the contract guarantees the Japanese company a profit. The same thing with the contract with the toll road and the French company, the contract guarantees the toll road company a profit. And these poor contracts and these poor decisions are all fault on the society.
Right, but you can only. But let me just say one thing about that though. You can only be guaranteed a profit if you have the volume of business to allow it to materialize. Whoever built the toll road in Jamaica, because I was just in Jamaica, them now make no profit. Because what they have done is overpriced the toll from Ocho Rios to Kingston. And what they haven't realized is when I drove on that toll road, it was about $30 US. Me wouldn't drive on the road. I'm not cheap. Well, I'm not saying not cheap, but won't jump on the road.
I misspoke. I misspoke. They guaranteed that the toll road will not face any competition.
Okay, that's different. Okay.
So you cannot have
that's
a toll road.
That's different.
So they can guarantee the contract that there can be no competition. So for example, there cannot be a railway parallel to the toll road. But with the JPS contract with the Japanese company, they are guaranteed a profit. This is the reason why they can raise their price.
Right.
And there's a controversy of Osama Powell, where he was charged even though he was not home. because in the contract there's a perfect guarantee. You know, recently they filed a contract again with this Armory Cove Hotel. You know, I guarantee that messed up as well. And the intellect is not on the island to deal with these issues. And I keep on saying it, and everybody get upset. I am not trying to be mean. The difference between me and the average Jamaican is that I am impartial to the nth degree. I look at the evidence, I look at the facts, and irrespective of the person involved, I will come to my conclusion.
Right.
And before these people lean on people in the diaspora, they have taken an adversarial approach towards the diaspora.
Yeah.
And that is where and both things cannot be true. Brain drain means that environment have been depleted of smart people. That's a fact. That's what brain drain means. Jamaica have the second highest rate of brain drain in the world, only behind American Samoa. That's a big problem, and nobody wants to address this issue. And it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be talked about openly, because the country is hurting because of it.
Well, no, people have talked about the brain drain, but you can't stop it because opportunities outside Jamaica are there for people who have this skill set and ability to take their knowledge someplace else and maximize the earning potential for that knowledge, right? If you go to Jamaica, the construct there is there are a lot of people who are educated in Jamaica currently today who can't find job reflective of their knowledge and their intellect, and any opportunity they get to migrate, they will do so. And you can't knock them for it.
There are many reasons why people migrate. The money is one, and that's the biggest issue. There are things that can be done to not eliminate, but to reduce the rate of migration and to attract returning residents, to attract people like you to come back in the country. To take a poll and ask people, what can we do for you to come back? There are things that can immediately be done. Streamline processes, get rid of bottleneck. You know what I mean? The pay can be increased. For example, they don't have money to pay the police, but they have money for school buses. They have money for this and they have money for that, but they don't have money to do what needs to be done. But I don't want to divert. What I want to talk about, I want to talk to the Jamaican people and let them know that the brain drain that started in the 1970s and it's going on now is not inconsequential. People are not replaceable like that. Some people have special talents that other people do not have. I realize that as I've gotten older, I realize that people it's killing us.
Yeah, look, what you're saying is actually factual, and it's material to the country, but the country cannot absorb or support all the intellect that it develops. Doesn't mean that the question is you can have brain drain, but there are a couple of things. One is when you have it, you have to try to leverage it because it's only going to get better when it gets exported. So as you said, how do you bring it back? How do you leverage it to help you? And then secondly, how do you work to create industries within the country to allow these people who have these skill sets and these knowledge and this innate intellect to thrive and to improve and to help the society at large? Jamaica has a big struggle when it comes to all of this.
I'm cranky. The lack of industry that you are the second person other than myself who have talked about that Jamaica doesn't really have an economy. This is one of the reasons why I listen to your program, because you're one of the except it's a chicken and egg situation. Okay, brain drain is going to occur. Every country has brain drain, but Jamaica is second in the world. Or maybe we can be 100 out of 200 countries, but we're second. So we're not going to stop it immediately, but we cannot be second.
Yeah, no, you're right about we are high up there when it comes to brain drain and crime. We seem to be on these extreme situations. So we lose the intellect, and what you have left, people don't like we said them together, but that fucking up. If you're gonna have brain drain, they did a study in St. Louis once, is my understanding, where all the murders committed were done by people who don't have a high school diploma. Right? It's my understanding that was done. I haven't really read it, right? It gotta give you something about intellect and how people make better decisions the more informed they are. So if that's the case, and you're having all this brain that you're losing, then the island's gonna suffer in a lot of ways, not just economically, decision making, socially, every other way, you're gonna suffer.
I keep on talking about, especially at the parish level with the football, we have these people who cannot string two sentences together with proper subject-verb agreement. They are running football at the parish level. It's not going anywhere.
But let's say something. Let's stop it though, because we don't want to digress, right? We're not going to digress. I mean, I have to give it a couple more minutes because you'll get beaten. Let's stay with the football. But you're right, what you're saying. You're not wrong. People not accept it, right? They must say, boy, you're deciding that. You're not wrong.
And because of the parish, the structure of the JFF is not going to serve us any good, because let me tell you why. They are voted in like that. These people who are voting, they do not have the intellect to make good decisions.
I'm not going to say that. They may have the intellect to make decisions. No, wait. They may make decisions in their own. You gotta stop confusing making decisions that are good for the country versus good for themselves. Right? Doesn't mean they don't have to make a good decision. They're going to make a decision that's going to apply to them specifically versus the general public at large. There's a difference.
Okay, but let's work with that for a minute. Their decisions do not benefit them. Because if Jamaica doesn't qualify for the World Cup, which is, the possibility is less now that the USA, America, and Canada are not involved, but if Jamaica doesn't qualify for the World Cup, one of a key criterion of intellect is your ability to make long-term decisions.
That's part of that whole equation, yeah.
That is not there one bit. It's not there at all. It's not there at all. So that is missing from the situation, and I don't see anything. I'm of the view that the best indicator of future performance is past performance. That's the reason why people, your employers ask for resume. They want to see your past performance to kind of have an educated judgment of your future performance. I don't see anything in the JFF hierarchy in the past that would lead me to believe that they're going to make good decisions going forward. I don't see.
I'm not going to dispute what you're saying, because I think the JFF have shown that some of the decisions they've made are what we call scratch head decisions. They're just not logical.
You know what I mean? And what the situation now is that you have if you notice, the majority of the YouTubers who are holding the JFT to the fire in an intellectual fashion, the key word in an intellectual fashion, they are overseas. That's not a mistake. That's not a coincidence.
I'm not going to say that either, but nobody going to beat me. I'm going to say that. I have done an assessment.
My voice is obvious. I go on a program. If they want to challenge me, I will take on all of them at once. And because anything that I say, I can back it up with facts. I don't speak, I don't guess. I observe and I study. This is the reason why I can bring up the facts when I speak, because I do my research. you know what I mean? So I wish the Jamaican people the best. I am not hopeful. You know what I mean? I wish the program the best. I am not hopeful. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You have experienced the world and experienced how good decisions are made, and you know when you go to bed at night and look up in the ceiling, you know that the arm is not there. You know it's not there. You know what I mean? You know that the intellect is not there. You know what I mean? I'm saying these things because these things are facts. You know what I mean?
All right, Carla. Well, I appreciate the call, sir. I appreciate the call.
One more thing. I am also a web designer, so if you need some assistance with your website, you can always reach out.
All right, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, sir.
All right.
Bless. All right, people. May I get enough suggestions from the website? Hey, people. First of all, let me just say this: 136 people. Each one I don't know. So I wouldn't accountable, you know. I'm gonna go up on the website this week. I'm gonna drop the website this week and sign up, register. So I can build up the number of them. So Google can pay me some money for my website. So I can advertise on my website. Yeah, the traffic important to people, carry traffic. And my website is gonna cover a lot of different subjects, some controversial ones, some of the regular everyday thing. It's not a sports site, people, it's a website with news, sports, social, right? May I drop it this week? When I know which day this week yet, may I talk to me web designer tomorrow, and then we'll figure out which day this week we drop it. I have to meet with him 10 o'clock. As I was on there today, some things we need to change. But as we've done them, we'll do them this week. So I'm going to support the website, people. If we do a show like by Wednesday, we'll drop another link. I want to go. I'll check how much people sign up by the time we drop it and time the show is done. But I do appreciate you being here. It's been a really good conversation. I find it really interesting that the JFF is listening to us, but I don't think they always do what we're suggesting. Not say do what we're suggesting, but they don't always take the advice or them say them not talk, them not listen to we or them listen, them ignore it, and yet they make decisions which suggest that they may have made initial decisions and then they pivot, which is a good thing. I like when organizations pivot when they realize they're going on the wrong route. But in this case, I think the pivot was an interesting one, whereby they pivoted from something which we all were quizzical about to say, how is Rudolph going to be the assistant coach when he helped to hire the coach? And then they put the person, in terms of Rudolph, overseeing the coach now, but they didn't even explain why there was a need for that. May I talk to my technical advisor? No, I'm not thinking want to talk to me for tonight's show. You know, if you understand the people. Let me say this. Rudolph, I said enough time now. Rudolph and I are not enemies. Trust me. Periodically, Rudolph and I talk. It's always a difficult conversation. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's actually, you know what? That's not true. It's not a difficult conversation. We agree to disagree a lot. We agree to disagree a lot. So we spoke in Jamaica when I was there, kind of, so we meet and we talk one time subsequent to that, right? Most time I reach out to Rudolph, say, hey, XYZ. So we text him and say, are you going to be the assistant coach? You know, Rudolph now answer me, right? Sometimes Rudolph take a day or two to come back and say something. But I would say this to you guys, is that Rudolph is transparent most time with me now. Rudolph is transparent. If him decide to talk to me, engage with me, I'm transparent. Him not try to hide nothing. Him not try to be coy and cute. No, someone say, boy, Cranky might use you. You can say what you want to say. I think I'm smart enough to realize when somebody's trying to be transparent or not. Rudolph didn't answer the question about, when I text him about this assistant coach thing. He never answered me. He never said yeah, nay, or never. What he did say to me, though, is that in any instant where things are going to JFF, if you're hiring a coach, if you're going to change those significant roles, GenSec, coach, technical advisor, technical committee, we didn't talk about technical advisor, the board has to approve it. So he's saying, I don't make this decision independently. I can't make these decisions, even though a lot of people think that he does. He's saying these significant decisions to be made, the board has to approve it, right? The president of the board has to approve it, and then it gets implemented. So even though you hear me calling out the situation, and you hear the president say to the board, approve it, right? The board approve it. It's not like Rudolph said, I'm going to be technical advisor and done. The board approve it. So you can blame Rudolph all you want. and I think Rudolph has taken some culpability and accountability in these cases, can hire the coach people. What I'm always saying is this, JFF, you have not told the general public or anyone how you assess your own people. You know, Dennis Chung used to talk about this, that they do these assessments and he assess, but I don't know who assessed the GenSec, who assessed the president, who assessed the technical director, who assessed the board, who assessed the chair of the technical committee. Because normally boards don't really get, normally with boards in organization, like public companies, the shareholders decide whether the board get reapproved or not. You know? But it's also a form of a substance, because most time management pick the board. They make a recommendation for the board and then shareholders vote upon them. Right? So the board sort of select itself and hard to fire a board. Unless you buy them and get rid of them. But in this case, so the board is there. The board come from the regional heads. It's an oligopoly, people. It's an oligopoly, which is a small group of people who run things. That's basically what it is. And they all work collectively, right? And nothing going to change. We can't change it. FIFA set up the whole contract of football whereby them do what they want, though. It's not unique to Jamaica. You see what happened in Brazil last year and the year before that with the government and the federation and how they tried to get rid of it because the process wasn't fair and what transpired from that. So at the end of the day, we can only voice our public concerns and perspective about this. We can't change it. Our hope is that if we bring out certain things in the public domain, the powers that be will see it, they'll assess it, and they may make decisions that may be in the best interest of the country. Because I've always been told that the JFF and Rudolph and others, all the decisions they made is in the best interest for Jamaica. I wonder sometimes if that's really the case. I wonder how sometimes, and let me just say this, people. So if I was to analogize this with the kids who decide, I'm calling them kids because they're younger than me, decide to go run for Turkey versus run for Jamaica. A lot of times we make decisions in our own interest first, and then the country. So when you say you make interest in the decisions you made are with the country being your primary purpose, I think most times that's not true. It is your own self-interest, and then it may benefit the country. Okay, if you don't benefit you, you're not doing it. You're not doing it. No, I did see the other day where you've mentioned this before me go closing the program. Why pin up? You go my school not pin up, but you can't do anything then. You come and I tell the people them say, oh, you're not even get that email from nobody at Jamaica. You don't even get that email from them when you win, when you come second or you win event, and then you have to come out and say, oh, you talk about J3. No, Pinnock. You never qualify your statement. You have to be very careful when you're going to public and certain things on people. You blast the whole administration of Jamaica, including the government, indirectly. And then when them come up with evidence, when they come up with receipts, then you have backup. No, sorry. If you're going to comment there, be careful that you have your facts right, Don't come in the public domain and I blast the people them and then I'll give you money. And then them give you email and give you money. If you don't, you can't do anything to pin up, man. If you are leave go Turkey where you make some money, then go to Turkey and make some money. Don't try to make no excuses. Just say, you know what? The money good. I wonder if people ever said that if that be better. Just say, you know what? The money might pay me some money. Then breed that money, huh? Me have to go. Me love my country, but me have to go. Sorry. Because Jamaica can't afford me. As you just hear a while ago, conversation about brain drain. A lot of us love Jamaica, but we have to leave because money they are foreign. Right? Money they are foreign, so you have to go foreign. And the man in home said, oh, no Ghana foreign, but no still want to run things at Jamaica, no bright. And we said we can't help, but they don't want to help. So I was told by somebody in the JFF the other day. JFF? Yeah, I think it's JFF. They said to me that, look, you people that are in the diaspora, not use Jamaican language. You don't think we know better than we. And go on better than we. And some people in Jamaica find that offensive. And frankly, I could see that perspective, frankly. I don't think people in diaspora, at least I'm speaking for myself, we're not trying to say we're better than you. We are bringing out things, right? We are bringing it out. Now, it may be portrayed that way or seen that way, but we can't like we see it. Now, you may be in your feelings and take it that way. Not saying that there's some people who don't act that way, because I'm sure they are, and quite a few. That's how we call up people at Jamaica. But I don't think you should use that as the main thing to say, why we're not engaged with diaspora. Right? Maybe the diaspora people are very arrogant, even though some of them are arrogant themselves. And they believe that diaspora people believe them better than people in Jamaica. So therefore, that's a problem for them. I can understand that sentiment also. I ain't going to deny that. Some people may have that view. But people in Jamaica feel them better than other people too. People in uptown feel them better than people downtown a lot of times. It's not new. I agree, ego, but people don't see it that way. The diaspora does bring a different perspective. The diaspora, a lot of times, are less conflicted, right? The diaspora is also, hey, people in the diaspora don't have to support Jamaica, you know. I don't think local people understand that. As Leon Bailey said, I don't really talk about Leon that much, but as Leon said, he don't need Jamaica. Jamaica need him. Diaspora can say the same thing. Diaspora don't need Jamaica unless you get deported. Well, we shouldn't say that enough, but that's true. Diaspora don't need Jamaica. You leave Jamaica. Jamaica can't do nothing for you in the diaspora. Jamaica can't do nothing for you unless Jamaica the one who gives some scholarship to leave the country. But most people may have family back home or just love the country and want to support the country. But Jamaica can't do nothing for the diaspora. So I don't think Jamaica should be mad with the diaspora, upset with the diaspora, adverse to the diaspora. Because diaspora is what informs a lot of Jamaicans who migrate, perspective, views, who they are as people. That's where you generate a culture you grew up in. That's what informs how you operate, how you behave, your learnings, everything. So they have to give back to the country in some way, shape, or form, because that country was the one who made you in a sense. And when you migrate, obviously you may do other things that help to inform you as a person. But I don't think that adversarial relationship is needed between the two parties. I don't think we should be thinking that we're better than people in Jamaica, or the people in Jamaica should be adverse to people in diaspora. I think we should need to work as a collective. This way of separating ourselves is not the right thing. Right? And I always mention Israel as my example, where the people here are the ones who keep Israel afloat a lot. And AIPAC and groups like that who influence the government and decision help Israel quite a bit. You know, Israel, there may be difference in opinion as what happened in Gaza. And by the way, people, I have a couple of articles on Gaza on my website when I drop it. I make sure them stay fresh. Especially now since the people must starve. Can't understand that, people. We'll talk about that quite a bit. We're not talking about it on the program today. Oh, that's so cranky. Basically, JFF, they no longer need foreign coach. You do it locally. Well, that's one of the whole reason for the coaching school, right? And the coaching development. Here, Rudolph says it. At some point, they want to have all the teams being coached by local coaches. Because he basically said all the teams are coached by foreign coaches, which is not true. No call out Rudolph for that. At one point, it may have been, but Lon Donaldson is locally developed. Right? So you can't see a foreign coach. Freddie Butler played for Jamaica. Local footballer, may have learned his coaching and developed his coaching overseas, but he's Jamaican. Jerome, we to coach under 20 is Jamaican. So when we say all the coach are local coach, no. The national team is. The women's coach was coached by local Jamaican, by Invin Blaine, and then La Dance after that. Now, the new coach is Jamaican heritage, but obviously born overseas or grew up overseas. So I don't think it's a fair thing to say that all the coaches are overseas per se. But then people in Jamaica think you have to born in Jamaica and live at Jamaica and local to be Jamaican, so they're a Jamaican coach. And Rudolph, the way Rudolph provided that, it seems that way to me. Yeah, we've heard about Coley as the only one who has that I know of, but they don't want Coley. They want Coley to bring him back a long time. So before the game, I asked me a question earlier. I missed it now. I'm not trying to avoid it. I said we can't find it. People may have more 10 more minutes for the program. Before the game, so 60% of college grads work outside the field of their study at some point of their career. No, he's talking about before the game. When you get to a degree, you want a job in your career. That's what he's saying. Right? You want a job in your career. Now, you may be forced to do so for different reasons. In Jamaica, it's because you can't find a job in your career. Can't find a job. Me know people in Jamaica now well qualified, can't get a job. Some of them then get one call the exam after high school. Have 8, 9 of them. They have to go work in a call center, which is a joke. Make $10 an hour, whatever they make. Not even that much. Before they get some cranky, do you think the appointment will have a positive or negative effect on team performance, success, and why? I must admit, I have no idea. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I don't think it's gonna make one iota difference. And here is why. Because if you're gonna be the advisor, then you're not running the program. You're not running the day-to-day of the team on the field, right? You're not giving. If your advisor, the way they're positioning it, if you say, I'm not ready to advise, it may not the coaching means I'm tell the coach what to do and the coach will be. That's a different story now. All right. Now you may give advice, because I just said this again for the 101 time. It is unbelievable that Rudolph, Michael Ricketts, the GenSec, the assistant coach, allow the team to be picked with 2 midfielders. All of them own it. And if I use it as an example, which is material to me, then not going to be no difference. McLaren has experience. McLaren coached England people. McLaren was at Man U, one of the biggest club in the world, if not the biggest, though not the best. Right? So he's an experienced coach. Now, we're not impressed with him because you know why he's not doing well? Because he hasn't invested in himself. At least Rudolph has invested in himself. The coach has not invested in himself. You know what investing in yourself mean? If you come to Jamaica, you spend time learning the culture, learning the JFF, learning the players, learning what you need, learning the environment. You can't come and tell us, oh, CONCACAF is so difficult. Oh my God. And you get wide open, you hide them wide open. You know, you get to go for your job, people. And you haven't spent time learning about the environment. You don't spend time watching the game and the team them you compete against. You just come part-time, go back to your yard and go watch White Scout. Man hasn't invested in himself. That's why he's struggling. If you do the job part-time, which require full-time, then you'll struggle. Unless you're a genius. Right? Unless you're a genius. What do you think it's going to make a lot of difference? I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I actually don't. Because none of them call out the 2 midfielder thing, which was Jamaica's biggest reason for not doing well in the Gold Cup to me. And did they talk to the coach about some of the decisions he make or don't make? Tuffy says, I think JFF should have named the first assistant knowing he would be the next coach, and he surrendered his position as technical director. He wasn't technical director, Tuffy. He's chairman of the technical committee. You know how long we have a technical director, people? You know how long we have a technical director that operates in that capacity and not in name only? It's amazing. First responder said, Hargreaves wants for the better. Well, Hargreaves would not tolerate this. I can tell you that right now. But then Hargreaves was working full time, at least for early part of his tenure, until he didn't get fed up and go back in the yard. Probably never like the brown stew fish over again. But no, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, to be honest. I can't see that anyway before the game. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. What's he gonna bring that they just need better players? Better players to get you there. You know what's interesting to people? The timing is so interesting because you know what? You're bringing 4 or 5 EPL players, maybe a couple in this window and a couple in the window. So you have a better team, you know. So Rudolph can't lose. If you're bringing world-class people like Greenwood, if you're bringing some of the Max Aaron, them and the Rico Henry, them people, Rudolph can't lose. Rudolph will lose. Better players, quality players, if they come in on time. Rudolph will look good. Can you imagine we are struggling now? I'm bringing 5 or 6 players. Nobody about the players, them change the thing. They want to think about say Rudolph as advisor. That change the thing. Don't think about the people. They can't lose. The timing is perfect. And then can say, you know what? We're bringing the advisor. See how well we did. That's why he should be next coach. Can't lose. It's amazing how this works. Timing is everything in life, people. Especially if you buy stocks. You shouldn't buy stocks. I try to time the market, but especially if you buy stocks. Timing is everything. Man come in when new players are coming. If you can get 4 or 5 EPL players, even though I'm going to get 4 or 5 this window, and then come in and hit the ground running. Can you imagine that people, and we beat up Bermuda and we can squeeze 1-2 past Trinidad? Good thing that enough people. Then the technical advisor was there because it wasn't happening. We struggled with Dominica, we struggled with Dominican Republic. We get kicked out of Gold Cup, and then the technical advisor come in, advising the coach, and things change. Can you imagine the discussion on sports explosion with LSM? We look at man. Can you imagine that conversation? Rotted. Yeah, man. Can you imagine the conversation, people? Different conversation, you know. You see, we telling them, see it, a local man made that happen, local man do this, local man do that. Players not gonna get no credit. So. Yeah. Grimmy leave early. Hey, Toffee. Actually, there is no need for the technical advisor to promote King national team anymore. King that said Marion, why need to promote push King anymore? Don't you guys realize that players who migrate don't get pushed anymore, you know? In fact, people like Stewart get lost. I think you don't miss it. Even my team player, you know, I have no use to Cavaliers anymore. Right? He making money already. King have used St. Marion to promote himself. He may have a sell-on clause in the contract. I would hope he has a sell-on clause. He might push him no more. He not push for no King, man. He may push for you. He not push for because busy like USL to think what other players like. Yeah, think what other players. Now push. Now you don't have to do that no more. No, he's gonna be still be chair technical committee. Can get him a cake and eat it too. Yeah, well, you should push your players, you know, but there's a way to do these things. You should push your players. I think I advocate pushing your players, but I don't think you should use the national team to push them. No, they'll play the best players. We'll see what happens. The coach was very effusive with his praise of King. Boy, all these things that come home to roost on people at some point now. People, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. I have about 5 minutes left on the program. So please hit the like button. Please do so. Anyway, you know what? I wrote it up actually. Yes. No, I'm serious. He's gonna retain the role. He's not giving up the role. No. You know what that means, Odell? That means that a lot of people came and left. That's what that means. Doesn't mean I have more likes than I have more likes now than people on the chat. But no, a lot of people came and left actually. That's why. A lot of people passed through. Probably click on and click out. Yes, he's gonna be the head coach of McLaren. Yes. That's how it's gonna work. It's not gonna work. Do you guys know that Alex Ferguson didn't really take sessions at Man U, you know? Alex Ferguson should just have him coach them, let McLaren go do the work, and then just sit and observe and make the decision them. So it all run. Rudolph never go up on no field and get no instructions. Him just in the background and give direction. Oh, okay. All right, Jargon. Let's play it again.
Well, the board some hours ago would have approved Rudolph Speid as the technical advisor to our technical program, which means that he will be with the team, he will be in the locker room, he'll travel around with the team, he will advise the coach, they'll work closely together. Of course, McLaren, Speid, and of course the other two assistants, they will work as we try to craft a path forward that will take us to the World Cup.
So I'm going to close the program by playing that thing from the president. No, man, we like the president. Nobody can convince me if I like the president. I like the president. He just have to be a better leader. I like Prezi. Prezi are good people. Prezi is very respectful people. If you meet him, I may not agree with his leadership style and how he operates, but he's a gentleman, trust me. He's a real gentleman. There are people in life who should be like him in a lot of respects, except the way he managed the JFF, me not like it. But as a person, he's a great person to engage with. And I was telling you that when Dr. Dan Toby went to California, he was effusive with his praise, not only of the president, by the way, of the entirety in terms of how he was brought on board and engaged and how they communicate with him. And it does affect you. People may not agree with this, whether you like it or not. Think about it, people. You go meet somebody and you engage them and they talk to you, and then you go beat them someplace else. You know, come across well. The one thing say you're a hypocrite and you're one sleazeball or something, right? That's what happens sometimes. That's why I kind of stay away from them things nowadays. Because I have to be objective and independent and impartial and not be parochial. So therefore, I have to say things the way they are. And if you're compromised, it's a challenge to do so. You have to be very careful, people. But you do want to engage people because you go get information if you engage them. So it becomes difficult. But I'm not talking about personal situation. I'm talking about them in their roles, I think is subject to scrutiny and subject to us talking about it, right? But some people don't view it that way. They take it personal. So president is a figurehead, almost ceremonial. He's just waiting for a World Cup qualifying to cash his portion. I don't know about that. But Grant, that's his job. He's a pleasant man indeed, but he's got to run the. No, MF, I don't disagree with you, MF. That's the point I'm making. He's a pleasant person. He's a great person to engage with, but he has to do a better job running the organization. He has to be more of a leader. No. I don't think he won on bakery. I don't think he owns any bakery. Borrell owned one bakery. Enough bakery one. I met the president at a game. He said, "Why your shirt?" What is that, Bert? Missed that last part of what you're saying. He's speed with. I don't know about that. I just think he needs to be tougher. Not tougher in the sense that you can't be viewed as a person who is not the one running the organization. If Speed was running the JFF, we would know Speed is running the JFF. There's no ambiguity. There would be nothing that says, you know what, maybe something is not. No, you would know Speed is the one running it. Speed has that persona, that personality, and that level of gravitas where he's going to be the one running things. There's no indecisiveness about, XYZ. No, he's going to make a decision. The president has come across that way, which is not helping him and his profile and his persona. It's not. He needs to change that. But anyway, people, I've exhausted my time. This was an impromptu, a very impromptu thing. Somebody sent me this thing from Instagram, and I decided, you know what, I should just do a show on it quickly. So yeah, there's a crank. Who you think came to the decision to put Speed in his role? Speed. What do you mean, Odell? I think it's Speed. He's the one who went overseas and assessed the coach and say, you know what, man, I know him, we can do a better job. That's what we think. I don't think it's even debatable. Now, he may have to communicate to the board and explain to them why. But sometimes the board needs to fire itself. So, yeah, say my PMP. Is that what I try to say, Bert? Yeah, say my PMP, Bert. Kind of some PMP people in the JFF, you know. I see one of them. I see the man of some environment. I say, wait. You can't talk about them things in my youth and you're supposed to have on the JFF board. That thing don't work. It's a problem. You don't get much support from the government if you stay saying no. I don't know, MF. I think the coach was. But I think the coach was being assessed. This is obviously suing Trump. Naturally, they're the most large nation in the domain. Hey, DC, Harvard go Kiev like everybody does, DC. Money talks. It's Colombia pay Trump $200 million. You have to understand that. They go from left pocket to the right pocket. They will give them billions, then owe them, and they will give them $200 million. So they must give me a portion of the one them owe them. Joke thing. The Republicans were smart when they came to power. Them say, no, we are take back the country. Some of them are fascists, and some of them are whoever they are. All right, people. It's been a good evening. Wait. First of all, I appreciate every one of you who didn't hit the like button. I'm sorry, who hit the like button. Everyone who hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, that's your prerogative. You're not hit the kid. That's your problem. You should hit it though. Colombia's a different predicament. No, they're similar, aren't they? Colombia understands sometimes that some things are not worth fighting for. They just cave like I don't know what. I think if all the universities decided that, you know what, we're not adhering to what you're saying, some would have to go out of business because they need federal money. But collectively, you're in a better place than individually. Right? What do you do? Take all the money and keep it? So, and anyway, I don't think they have to cave, but they have caved. It's not only Colombia alone. A lot of schools have. Some under the cover. They only bring out the more prominent Ivy League schools. But the Ivy League schools are teaching a lot of not teaching conservatism. Even though I don't even know what conservative means in today's environment. So this small, individual freedom, they want the opposite. They want dictatorship. MF says, I think overall we were pleased with the Unity Cup performance. If McLaren was running the show, then I think it's an interesting point, actually. So if you look at a lot of different Unity Cup, the conditions were ripe for good performances. The players were at home, families were there. It's friendly, so teams may play a little bit differently. CONCACAF is a little bit different. Facilities are not as good. Players are away from home. There's travel. And there's a lot of different factors that one could consider. Still doesn't explain some of what's transpired, but there's a lot of different factors that informs why we're in the situation we're in. But anyway, people, I'm going to say buenos noches because it's been a long evening. Show's been more than 2 hours. I plan to do no show over 2 hours, but it's more than 2 hours. But you've been a great audience. Love the comments. Keep them coming. Love the engagement. Love the dialogue. And I understand what you're saying, MF. Is he terrible? I don't think he has not been good. He has not been good. He's not been good. I keep telling people this. Anybody who made a decision about the midfielder he did, I can't respect them. I just can't. It's basic 101. It's like learning how to walk. And people in JFF are just as culpable as him, but they all pass and say it's Fi's fault. Him and his assistant. First of all, they gave him Maran to him. So they're partly culpable. They approved those assistants. And they got the team sheet before because, the coach was undermined on Sportsmax and Sports Explosion. The coach was undermined, I'm going to go listen to the program again and what was said. He was undermined. Right? He was undermined. Not saying it wasn't the case, it was a situation, but there's certain things you can't say in the public. I agree with that. One of them was he was undermined. But it was a fact. It wasn't that it wasn't true, but hey. Jargon, you see, you come late, Jargon. Come on, man. We'll come at Bears. Let me talk about the Bears and Cancho the other day. All right, Jargon, we want to talk about Jargons. Because me tired enough. Hey, people, when you see them for 2 hours, and you don't stretch your legs, and you're a senior like I am, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. If you walk around at least every hour. Jay says, when did the problem start? When certain players were available for selection. Okay, I got a call, people. I got a call. Are you sure? Do you think? Who's this?
MF Cranky, how you doing?
Good night. Who am I speaking to?
MF.
MF, what are you doing, MF? What do you want to say, MF?
I'm doing all right. This is why I find it difficult when I hear people, which is why I've been posting that people have been disrespecting the coach, because I saw the same thing being done to Hallgrimson, and then people turning around now and singing a different tune. Because to imply that a person who has the CV, whether or not we think he was excellent, right? Or he obviously made mistakes, because even today I heard one of my Liverpool supporters who has a YouTube channel bashing McLaren, right? But let's look at it now. Both of these coaches have higher, when I say pedigree, I'm talking as relates to their football qualifications, than most of the people who critique them, not even critique, who dismiss them as, I've heard comments like they're stupid, they don't know what they're doing. There's things that have nothing to do with actually criticizing. Say, for example, you complain about why were there two midfielders. That's a fair criticism. But to say that people who have been doing the thing for so long at a high level, this guy was head coach of England, he was high up in Manchester United. He went to the Netherlands and won a championship over there.
Yes.
He did the same thing with what was it, Derby County?
I don't know if he won with Derby, but I know he won with FC 20. He was at Middlesbrough for a while, Derby for a while. There are different teams. Yeah.
Right. So be that as it may, it is not like this manager Greenhorn who has no knowledge of football. He's been around the highest echelon, the highest caliber players, etc., right? So when I hear people talking about him, being stupid, and then people bring up his skin color and all this other foolishness, as opposed to just addressing if you have a problem with like, again, we go back to the two midfielders. But Cranky, we're not looking at the extraneous circumstances. We're not looking at the dysfunction, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, but this is the truth, the dysfunction that has always been our setup back there. We talk about lack of funds, which of course can affect certain things that are done. I get it. We don't have the money that some of these big countries have. And even when you listen to people talk about, I've heard Roy Keane talk about how England, Ireland was horrible. I've heard Gareth Bale talk about Welsh, the Welsh setup when he went back in there and how they turned it around. I don't think they got an influx of money either. I think there's just a mindset that we're going to operate. We're going to operate in a manner that is beneficial to the country and the football, removing these personal gain. Because in my opinion, right, there are people in the setup who personally benefit from the confusion and the dysfunction, right? And we talk about being acculturated to a certain type of behaviors. Like when I go back home a lot of times and I see certain things, but because I lived there for long before I move over here, I understand, but it's still not acceptable. And you've seen how the possible negative effects of nepotism, the effects of not operating to the highest ethical standards, right? And again, you're in business. I think you're in finance.
Yes.
So okay, so you understand. It's just like you're gonna have certain processes that if you don't adhere to those, then everything gets messed up. It's with medicine, with accounting, with anything. You have certain processes that people need to adhere to have things function smoothly. And when you find, just like you say, you have to put people on PIP. Now, if you try to put somebody on PIP in the organization down there, how is that going to work when it's obvious that? And again, we'll allege that there is impropriety. There's at the very least, the appearance of impropriety, right? Others have called it out and they said I'm a hater and this and that and next thing. I thought they had turned a page when the new GenSec had come in and things were going to. It appears that things had started to smooth out. Right. Certain changes were made. We stopped having problems when Manningsman went in. We stopped having problems with flight issues, etc., right? Things seem to be taking a nice little turn. Before the GenSec left him, say we were in a surplus. Now me at here say we don't have money to pay this, that, and the next thing. So there are systemic problems that we seem to overlook and then just start bashing the coach, right? And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Right.
Now,
so let me say a couple things. So we're bifurcating the financials, right? So logistics and financials from what we see on the football field, what we see happening, right? So on the football field, we have not played well, right? We have not played well in the qualification, apart from the Unity Cup and the game in Jamaica where Guatemala didn't play more than half their team. We looked great. We went to the Gold Cup and we bombed poorly, right? We see some decisions being made. Certain players not brought into the team, certain players brought into the team, and what it meant to the team and how things worked out. So we're talking about, we're trying to bifurcate between what we see on the field and then we see what we see administratively. And if you do them separately or collectively, that's a problem. Right? So if you think about the situation now with this, as I've said in this program, there was no reason to come and announce this. You could have done it quietly, and it worked for you the way you want to work. Because all it does in the public domain is undermine the coach and ask who's run the JFF, what the hell is going on, what does that mean in the advisor role, how does the coach want it? All these questions get asked, which are fair questions to ask, right? And that combines administratively with coaching when sometimes those things are bifurcated and not one and the same. You can't tell me any coach worth their salt would be comfortable with this arrangement when your boss is overseeing you on a day-to-day basis and is supposed to be providing you advice. You don't take advice from your boss, you take direction from your boss.
Mm-hmm.
If your boss gives you advice, suppose you don't take it, what does that mean for you? Right?
So this is the thing, though. You see what people fail to recognize, in my opinion, is that the criticism of Mr. Speid has nothing to do necessarily with his technical ability, right? We have, and again,
yes, I know to that though. Yes, I know to that. But go ahead.
What?
No, yes, I know, because people are saying he has never coached. He's never done anything outside of the Caribbean.
Yes. No, but I'm speaking. Let's say from, I don't know if this would be a macro level. We see what he's done with Cavaliers. We know the JPL is not on the level of, and people hate it, but it's just a fact. Not on the level of any of the other leagues, right?
Yep.
But the problem is when we overlook I'm going to use the word the apparent conflict of interest. Take that for what?
No, not apparent. The conflict of interest. It's fact. It's there. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So since you put it out there, I will go with it because I agree. There is a conflict, right? So when we overlook that and say, okay, well, you know what? We want a local man to run the thing. Coach McLaren is not doing his job. We don't like what he's doing, so Speid can do no worse. We are accepting poor governance. We are accepting unethical behavior because we think that is going to help us to win. So in the long run, when we don't win, guess what? We're going to come back here either next year or in a few years, moaning and crying because we're not fixing the problem. We're trying to fix the symptom, and we're not fixing the root of the problem.
So what do you do as a root? It's a good conversation of people. I love that one. What do you do to be the root?
I mean, why else I try drum? You know what the root? The root is you want the sycophants to beat.
But all your root will fix itself. The root not gonna fix itself.
Yes, but you see, this is why I push back on a lot of the conversation, Cranky, because I want us as a people, and this is not as a people, no skin color people, as a people, as a Jamaican people who are interested, who are patriotic, and because this doesn't only affect the football, you know that.
Yep.
This doesn't.
It's a symptom. It's a symptom. It's not a symptom of the country.
It's a problem throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So until, and a man said to me on another program, say, like in comfortable with corruption. So it's just the way of the world. So I'm comfortable with me. I am looking for a pie in the sky. This was his argument to me. So if we have that attitude, nothing will change. And like I said, you're gonna have a lot of shows where you can get a lot of views because people are gonna be upset and talking about the same things, and the problem does not get fixed. We have to fix the root of the problem. The governance is poor, and our poor performances are not solely because of a lack of funding. In fact, I think we have a lack of funding because of the root of the problem that I am addressing here with you now.
Yep.
If we fix up our behavior, how Chum was able to get so many people to come in? Because the perception was that we are now going to be running this thing properly, right? So then people say, all right, I'm going to put my money in here now, even though, like you said before, the way them set up the contracts, if there were no escalating clauses for them to make more money, that was a bad deal. But point being, they still came in and we started seeing a bunch of sponsors coming in because they say, okay, we are getting better players. We're seeing possibility that the product is going to reach somewhere, so we're going to get more eyes on our thing. So These guys fail to look at the bigger picture.
Yep.
And we are comfortable. Well, I don't think we're comfortable. A lot of people are upset, but people just say, I just saw we stay. And all the diaspora.
MF, I had a conversation with somebody from Jamaica the other day who was in the football, and then said to me, I was saying, these conflicts are not, they're not okay. And the person said to me,
no.
The person like, what are you talking about? That's how things run. It's have to go that way. The person actually didn't know any better to me. They just think that, you know what? And they will say to you, here's what's happening, because Trump kill we in America and beyond. Trump kill we. They'll say, what you talk about? Look at what Trump do. And that's what everybody default nowadays. Look what Trump do, and him corrupt, so therefore the whole world corrupt. So just live with it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I have a little different view on that one, but we won't that will be for your next your next program. We can talk it through. No, but you know what? In a sense, you're correct. You know, because I notice a lack, a certain crassness, even from certain representatives, because they feel that it's okay now to just come out and talk a certain way.
Yeah.
Because it was tolerated. The president do it, so them figure so them can do it too, and so that trickles down to society as well. So I will agree with you on that point. But overall, Frankie, and this is why like when sometimes I think I know you're serious, and I know you understand the problem. So we have to stay serious with it. We have to kind of try to. I would never demean my brethren who still live back home, because I go home quite a bit and I have things out there, right? So I don't come over here and just done with Jamaica. I've never, me and my wife don't think that way. You understand? And we still have family there. So right. Jamaica, all the man here are this up diaspora and I don't like it, right? But we have to try to encourage those there and here not to accept the foolishness that has been going on, or it's not going to change, and we are going to ball every time this come around because we're not addressing the root of the problem. Jamaica has the talent, Jamaica has the will, right, to not only make to a World Cup. I believe, and this has always been my mentality, because I hear some of the people talking, we just want to make it to the World Cup. I believe that we have the talent to not only make it there, but to do well. I won't say we're going to win, because, and I'm not saying that we can't, but the mindset should be that we're going to qualify and we're going to go there and we're going to compete. The way I see these dudes playing on the field, Cranky, I don't understand it. The Unity Cup effort, that's the first time in years I've watched this team and there was a smile on my face, even though we didn't win. Right? Because I saw effort, I saw the ball moving, I saw people running into space. It looked like we were trying to play football. And again, we're going to talk about the field. And yes, that we had proper support. So that buoys the player spirit. And that's what I'm saying. There are a lot of things that I think we fail to look at when we just criticize and say the coach are idiot. That's my point. To just say he's an idiot, I can't see a man who has the level of experience that he has.
There's ambivalence. There's ambivalence when it comes to the coach. We know the CV. Look, what I've said numerous times, and I say it again, the coach has not invested in himself. Right? So as you know, when you don't invest in yourself, your return is not going to be maximized. You can't work part-time in that job. You have to do the job full-time.
Yeah, but if okay, so again, if the people who hired the coach set up the parameters for the job, right? The coach couldn't come into the job and just do what he want to do. Right?
Remember this. When the coach was announced, it was said the coach have to live in Jamaica. Right? That it was said enough. Public domain, can go play by the tape. Man come in, man I spend no portion of time in Jamaica. Fly in and fly out. So right away told you something wasn't right. Right? So maybe that's why they're gonna make the decision. Can I say, you know what? You're not under the job. We don't care what you say, we don't care. If you want to leave, leave. That to me is the decision being made. If you want to leave, leave, because you are not subscribing to us or doing what we're saying you should be doing, And therefore, if you want to leave, leave. We'll put somebody in charge of you. If you don't like it, tough.
I have another question, because I've heard you make this point too, and others. I think too much, another question. I think too much emphasis is being placed on the coach becoming indoctrinated with our culture.
Right.
And let me tell you why I say this. I don't have a problem with a Jamaican, a local Jamaican, or, at least one local Jamaican who's qualified being on the staff to be the bridge between the coach and those players who, you want to encourage to kind of give him a heads up on the culture. His job is to come in, and I'm sure the players don't care if he's a Martian. He needs to come in and get these players singing on the same sheet of music. That's his job. Now, there's some psychological buying that you're going to have to use your brain how to get different players. It's just like you have a play in Europe, then guys from different countries. The coach has to figure out a way to get all of them to buy into what he's saying, even though they may not speak the same language, right? So you have an interpreter or whatever. Right. That's his job, to be able to manage these players. I'm a little reticent to emphasize the fact that he doesn't know how to cuss a bad word. I mean, these simplistic things.
No. When we say culture, it doesn't mean that.
No, I'm not talking about you necessarily. Okay. This is stuff I've heard.
Right? Yeah. That's asinine. That's asinine. I think it's part of the culture, MF. Knowing what you're dealing with, spend time to understand how people operate. Right? Culture could mean how people make decisions, how they operate, how they engage. All that is important because tell you what, I'm sure he may not used to what's happening now. When for some people in Jamaica, right? That's what point I'm trying to make. It's foreign to him. Come in and say, what do you mean you give me technical advisor to advise? What does advise mean? He probably sit there thinking this is not unique for some places in Jamaica. How people think and operate. That's not unique. They make decisions in some place. And I'm going to give you an example, Emma, which is important. You talk about root cause, right? And how do you address the root cause? Mm-hmm. So in Jamaica, we're trying to fix crime through the police, just kill people for drug, right? As a kill a criminal, supposedly. But as you and I know, you can't fix crime by killing the symptom. Because the problem, them still there. So the numbers may be going down materially about crime, but they get happy. But the fundamental core things that inform the problems you have, like poverty, lack educational challenges, all that, you still not fix the problem. You'll fix the symptom for a while now, but they're going to re-manifest themselves. Same thing with the situation. The people who are making decisions don't change. Same people making the same decision, you're going to have the same outcome most times. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
The root cause can't get fixed. Because the people them set up a way where they're always going to get elected.
The fish rotten from the head, so. Look on who, okay, how much artists we have in Jamaica can promote the thing. Look who them pick. Goes to show you.
Yes.
Mindset.
Mindset. Yeah, mindset is right. Mindset is right, sir. I definitely agree with you.
Well, I just hope they I think this possibly, I know we're crying and moaning now. We don't know what the future is going to hold, but I think this could be a destabilizing effect. But
no, I'm going to say this before. I'm going to say before you go. Sorry to cut you. I'm going to say this.
Yeah,
no matter what happens administratively, we are make the World Cup. No matter if Rudolph going there and be a dissension and do things, to me, the players will figure it out. I have no confidence in the administration and the coach. I have confidence in the players we're bringing in, the environment they come from. They know who they are. They're used to operating on the field, and they'll work through all this noise and all these situation challenges because they have enough quality to get over the line. That's my view. And maybe I could be wrong, but that's my view. They will make it despite the coach and the whoever else comes in, not because of them.
I hope you're correct.
I hope I'm correct.
You're not pretty if we don't make it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so I appreciate the call.
All right, man. Yes,
yeah, bless up. Good evening.
Yes, sir. All right, you too.
All right, people, that was my last call for the evening and the last comment for the evening. First of all, I appreciate everybody being here. If you haven't hit the like button, Since you may be new coming in, and if you may have been here for a while and hit it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel because I'm getting discouraged, people. Again, but it seems to be a theme, you know. I said this at the early part of the program. I start pattern on. I drop 2 track and field video. I'm on track and field aficionado. I know enough to be dangerous. And the response I got, the subscription I got on my Bandsview channel, that's about return on investment, people. We dropped 2 videos, we get 140 subscribers to date, me see. In 2 videos in the last week and a half. If we drop this video, we probably get 2 subscribers. They all say, well, the numbers high up on this, and I see them people them. We know that. Because none of them are women who come in and say, yeah, them like this thing and then like the thing. So I'm hoping my football community will provide more support for me and this show. Now, I'm not threat about nothing, because people have alternative. I may say, me more return for my investment. If I can't get the return, I have to do other things. All right, people? I appreciate it. No? Have a wonderful night. A Sunday evening. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being part of the program. It's been a good program. Interesting conversation. Interesting perspective. Interesting comments. Rudolph is now the new technical advisor. Please don't ask me to define his role. What I play for the president is what he said it was. He's going to provide advice. He's going to be anywhere. He's going to be ubiquitous. Everywhere, anywhere the coach there, he will there with the team. And he will provide the advice to get the team to function seamlessly in a certain capacity to allow us to maximize the team's potential and have positive outcome. So at the end of the day, I hope it works. All right, people? Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, tell them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, kill them. Cranky Life, heed them. Cranky Life, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life, give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky Life will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Cranky. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed. Want. Heed. Want. Heed them.